this week than NXT. And actually, it's been that way for the past few weeks. I kind of feel like AEW has been putting on the better show for the past few weeks now. So I'm still excited by NXT. NXT, of course, are going to have Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. So we're going to see those guys in action tonight as well. And in fact, the show's pretty stacked because tomorrow we've got Super Showdown. We've got to talk about Super Showdown. There's not going to be, or at least we don't believe there's going to be, any NXT talent involved in that outside of Mansoor. Mansoor has been announced for Saudi Arabia. We know his match. Mansoor is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Not the biggest surprise in the world, but he's got a singles match. So we will talk about that. So yeah, we've got Super Showdown tomorrow. We've got SmackDown on Friday. And we've got AEW Revolution on Saturday. So much going on at the moment. And as we said, there's a lot to talk about. Lance Archer has signed with AEW. This is a big signing. He's a big guy. He used to be in a tag team called Killer Elite Squad with British Bulldog Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr., the son of the British Bulldog. And they were a great tag team together. I know he's done a lot of singles matches. I haven't seen a great deal of Lance Archer outside of Killer Elite Squad, but I know that he is a great performer and a big signing for AEW. The only surprise was they announced it. They came out and announced that he had signed, which I thought was a little strange. And WWE have also announced, talking of announcements, Undertaker is at Super Showdown. WWE have put a picture of Undertaker there and they've teased what is Undertaker doing in Saudi Arabia. And they've shown an image of Undertaker behind the scenes. So we know that Undertaker is there at Super Showdown tomorrow. We know that Lance Archer has signed with AEW. As well tonight, we've got a 30-man Iron Man match. This is going to be Pac versus Kenny Omega. Can't wait for that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I really think this could be the match. We've been waiting for a Kenny Omega match that's really going to put him back on the map. I think his tag team work has been really good. I think his best matches have been in this tag team with Hangman Page. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can get tonight, because I want that amazing singles match. And you might disagree, I'm sure many of you will, but I don't feel like we've had a brilliant, outstanding, 4.5, 5-star Kenny Omega singles match. So, I mean, look, the one that I keep thinking of and I keep being told about is this one that happened on AEW Dark that was Omega and Joey Janela. I'm told that was excellent, and I still haven't seen it. But outside of that, on Dynamite, I've not seen anything that I would say is 4.5 or 5 stars. But maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. And do you know what's really interesting? Kenny Omega actually came out and spoke on this subject, and he said, spoke about the criticism. He came out and said, I know people are criticising, but it's kind of like when your favourite player leaves or joins a new team or whatever, they're not always going to perform exactly the same as they did before. Maybe a new player joins your team, you're expecting the world and they don't quite deliver. He says that he's not putting on 45-minute, hour-long matches now. That's not what his focus is. So he's not focused on those kind of matches. He's focused on building this company, putting on just solid TV matches. It's a different game for him at the moment, so I do understand that. I understand what he's saying. I still feel though that he needed to perform on pay-per-views at least. And there'll be people out there that are saying, what you on about? He has performed. I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm just saying this is not... No one's buzzing around Kenny Omega at the moment. There's no everyone's talking about Cody. Cody's got the spotlight right now. But Kenny Omega, you're talking about someone the world was clamoring to see join WWE. We thought he was going to be the savior of WWE. People wanted him to be in the Royal Rumble, and now people just aren't talking about him. The hype has died down, but sadly for me, so has the match quality. They've kind of both decreased. So he's definitely got it in him. I totally understand what he's saying. He's still the same guy that he was in Japan. He can still do those 5-star, 45-minute, hour-long matches. He just hasn't had to do them yet. But tonight, 30 minutes against Pac. Let's see. Let's see what he's got. So we got Kenny Omega versus Pac. We've got Moxley, Jericho weigh-in. We've got Jurassic Express versus the Inner Circle. We got Best Friends versus Butcher and the Blade. On paper, I would say Omega Pac looks amazing. Moxley, Jericho weigh-in, I'm sure is going to be a lot of fun. Jurassic Express Inner Circle doesn't really jump out, but I do like Jurassic Express. So I'm on board with seeing that. Best Friends Butcher Blade is not doing it for me. But, of course, you've got Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is involved in that. So, wherever there's an Orange Cassidy, you're going to find a Days. So, yeah, on paper, looks all right. It's a go-home show. Let's wait and see. Let's see how it pans out. Over on NXT, we've got Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Bel Air. Amazing. That's going to be awesome. What's going to happen if Bel Air wins? That's the question. If Bel Air wins, does she get added to WrestleMania? Can she force herself into that conversation? Really looking forward to that. Tommaso Ciampa versus Austin Theory. This follows on from last week where Ciampa was hurling Theory into the barricade, absolutely destroyed him. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. Ciampa matches are hard hitting, is a great performer. So is Austin Theory. I think on paper that looks really interesting. And this one I think should be good, but for some reason I'm not bothered. Dijakovic versus Grimes, Cameron Grimes. So Dominic Dijakovic versus Cameron Grimes. Something about it that I like both performers, but I think I like them when they're facing other people. For me, they're Dijakovic versus Keith Lee, amazing. Ciampa versus Dijakovic, amazing. Johnny Gargano versus Dijakovic, amazing. It's exactly the same with Cameron Grimes. Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes, amazing. Ciampa versus Cameron Grimes, amazing. But Grimes versus Dijakovic doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. I feel it's a little bit like Cesaro. Cesaro's amazing, but he's always amazing. And I don't know if, he's always amazing when he faces someone like Seth. Cesaro versus Seth, amazing. Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan, amazing. Yeah, all that, when he's facing those kind of talents. But then when you put him in there against Shorty G, I don't know why I'm not going to be that bothered. But that match should be amazing. Shorty G's amazing. Cesaro's amazing. But Cesaro versus Shorty G, I don't know. Is it a lack of star power, do you think? I'm not sure. It should be amazing. And that match, Dijakovic versus Grimes, exactly the same. It should be amazing. But for some reason, it's not grabbing me. So, yeah, and there's loads to go through. As we said, we've got to talk about Super Showdown, but I don't want to take any more time away from saying hello to people in the chat. I always like to spend a few minutes just kind of setting the stream up. I know there's a lot of people that obviously watch these streams after the show, they don't get a chance to watch them live. So, yeah, kind of like to run through the headlines, the highlights, if you will. And then jump into the chat and say hello to people. So let's do that now. Undeniable heel. Shout out to you, Daisy. You excited for Toni Storm, Kaylee Ray in an I Quit match on NXT UK tomorrow? No. I love Toni Storm. Kaylee Ray is someone that I can't get on board with her. I don't know what it is about her, but I've not seen great Kaylee Ray matches. She's just, I don't know if it's her character. I don't know what it is. Toni Storm, I really like her character. I think, she, again, is it star power? I don't know. I have seen a few Kaylee Ray matches now. Obviously, she was involved in War Games. So, you know, I've seen her there. I've seen her at, like, NXT UK TakeOver. Maybe an I Quit match might be brilliant. Might be the match that really puts her on the map for me. I am going to try and check it out. Of course, tomorrow it's all about Super Showdown. So, yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up trying to catch that match because it does sound interesting. But it's so far down my priority list. And maybe it shouldn't be because, you know, two great in-ring talents. But, yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow for me is all about Super Showdown. And, of course, goes without saying, we are doing a watch-along for it. The watch-along will start at 3:30. 3:30 in the UK. That's when we start. The kickoff show starts at 4. The main show starts at 5. It should all be done by about 9. So, yeah, that's when we're starting. So I think it's about 10:30 Eastern in America. So work that out for wherever you are in the world. But, yes, I am very much looking forward to that. So, yeah, join us. Make sure that you join us for it because we just don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, there's lots of rumours about The Undertaker getting involved. We know he's there, as we said earlier, but is he going to get involved in a match? Yeah, there's lots of different things that could go down. Days, what's next for Finn Balor? I really think that the next thing for Finn Balor is a title opportunity. I really don't see how they're not going to give him a title shot. He just beat Johnny Gargano and he just did it clean. So you really would think that he's now got to be number one contender. Plus, you know, they're going to need a big title match for WrestleMania weekend. I don't know if it happens at WrestleMania or if it happens the night before TakeOver Tampa. So, yeah, I'm not sure which way they go, but, or which show it goes on, but I'm sure Finn Balor has got to be the opponent. That would seemingly make the most sense to me. Unless they do another Tommaso Ciampa rematch, but I would imagine that Tommaso and Johnny are on a collision course right now, so... Days, did you hear that Lance Archer signed? I did. I briefly touched on it when we first started. And I think it's an excellent sign-in for AEW. I know of him from Killer Elite Squad. And it was a brilliant team. Absolutely brilliant team. I know he can work as a singles competitor. He's big. He's very big. He's very strong. I know they've been on a Hoss hunt. I remember Cody saying that not too long ago, that they were looking for Hosses, which are basically big guys, because they felt like there was a little bit of a need for some bigger guys on the roster. And that's what we've started to see. I mean, we saw Jeff Cobb, who has come in. And I don't think he's signed. I think he was offered a contract, but I don't think he's signed. Do you know what? I don't know now. He might have signed, and they're still allowing him to work with Ring of Honor. I'll have to double check that. Unless anyone in the chat knows, I'll have to double check. I definitely saw something about Jeff Cobb's contract, but I'll double check it. But yes, Lance Archer, brilliant signing. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they do go and get Luke Harper. I think Luke Harper is a brilliant big man out there that would be a really good sign-in for them. I think he'd make a good Exalted one because Raven has been seen, but I think he's a swerve. The way that he was sat there, it was very obvious that they wanted you to see him. It wasn't like, it's not as if someone has spotted him in like the 10th row. It was like very obvious on screen. So I feel like they made it obvious and maybe a little bit too obvious. Same with Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, I think, is going to stay with WWE. I think he could go to NXT. That's the latest rumor. PW Insider are reporting that Matt Hardy has been offered a chance to go to NXT. And I think that would be very, very interesting because I think what NXT are maybe looking at now is they've offered really good wrestling for a long time and it wasn't enough. Like, they were just giving you great in-ring product. I think that they need to work a little more on their stories And that might be why you just started to see some vignettes. You know, you got the Broserweights, we got their little vignettes. You know, now there's rumors of Matt going down. He would definitely bring stories. He would bring a lot of creativity as well. He would bring, hopefully, the Broken Woken universe, which could really add a different aspect. You're still going to get that great in-ring product with NXT, but they're looking now at, right, what are we missing? What do we need? I feel like they need humor. I think they tried to bring it in with the Broserweights, and it didn't quite land for me, to be honest. I think a few of the lines were all right. I feel like a lot of the fans really enjoyed how many fish can Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fry could fry fish, or whatever it was. You know, so I think people kind of enjoyed that line, and that was kind of very Jericho-esque. So you can definitely see that NXT are looking over at AEW going, what do we need to do here? What are they doing? Because it's week after week after week now that AEW are bringing in better ratings. So, yeah, I feel like NXT are going to try and mix it up. So, I could see Matt Hardy going that way. I still think he'd be really good for AEW, but don't know. I really do think that Luke Harper as the Exalted One would be awesome. Because, like, you can just keep building him up, and then finally he has a match. You know, imagine him in, like, a hood and coming down. I'm thinking, like, Ministry of Darkness kind of stuff. And he could come down and fight, you know, Cody versus the Exalted One. I think it'd be really, really cool. So, I really like the storytelling that AEW are doing at the moment. And I think NXT are going to look to pinch some of that. James says, also, people that work with Matt Hardy with broken stuff in Impact now work in NXT. Yeah, I mean, like, is it Borash? Jeremy Borash? I know he's signed with WWE, but I don't know where he is. But I know he did a lot of it with Impact. You're absolutely right. Jordan says, Days, if Bianca Bel Air was not to win tonight, where do you think her character could go from here? I think that she's... Look, I'm a big fan of backstage vignettes. I've said this time after time after time. I think it was a real strength of WWE back in the day. If you look at some of their, like, favourite ever moments, people love that supermarket brawl. Absolutely love the supermarket brawl. They love Stone Cold throwing... the belt into the river, and yeah, there's loads of different kind of things that happen. There was loads of vignettes. We obviously got like the Mr. Perfect vignettes. We got Waylon Mercy vignettes. You used to get vignettes all the time. Like, I remember Mean Gene interviewing the Bushwhackers, like out in the jungle, and there was like loads of different things that they did. You just don't get them anymore. I would love to see Bianca Bel Air, like, really, like, doing some vignettes, and kind of really developing her character. It could be that she goes back to the drawing board and you see the work that she's putting in. We all know how athletic she is, but they don't do a very good job of showing you. She is, like, a former, I want to say, CrossFit champion. So if she falls short, then how is she going to get back to the top of that mountain top? Do you remember Shawn Michaels when he was getting ready for WrestleMania 12? And he had Jose Lothario, and he was doing all the training montages and everything. I thought that was awesome. So yeah, I really like the idea that if she's not going to Mania, she should be devastated. It's a massive opportunity that's passed her by. Let's invest in her. Don't just bring her out a few weeks later to win a squash match. That's not gonna cut it, right? Let's invest in her. Let's do some vignettes. Let's show her devastated. Why not show her crying her eyes out with Montez Ford? Why not show her, like, you know, absolutely in bits, and Montez Ford, you know, giving us some advice, going, look, you're a former CrossFit champion. You know, you've been doing the work, but you've got to step it up, because, you know, you as a CrossFit champion, but this is the WWE or something along those lines. Don't know. And then show her working, show her putting that grind in, show her, doing all of the work that she does anyway. She doesn't even have to do anything different. Just get her doing what she always does. But film it and show us and make something of this. And then I think you could, you're pushing her along there, aren't you? Give her a few wins over the likes of Candice, whatever, get her right back up there. Have her attack Charlotte or something on Raw. Don't have her sitting back. Get her to the point where she's ready again, and then she strikes. She goes and takes the initiative. Maybe move her to the main roster. If she's with Montez Ford, maybe she can then, if they plant the seeds, then maybe she goes to SmackDown. She could go to SmackDown, and, she could be... No, Street Profits are on Raw, aren't they? So she could go to Raw and then, be with the Street Profits. In my head, they were in SmackDown. But I think there's lots of different things. My concern would be if she loses, she just goes to the back of the queue. Do you know what I mean? She just goes back into the mix. And then, she's got to win a number one contenders. This is the problem. This is the problem for me. It's just so plodding along, I want something exciting. I want something different. I want something that's, whoa, do you know what I mean? I want them to invest, and why can't superstars take various different paths and go to Raw or... Yeah, I feel like it's a bit too strict, Days watch for NXT or AEW? It's week-on-week basis, buddy. I'm a fan of wrestling. I know that's cliche, but I am. I'm a fan of wrestling, and I'm a fan of good wrestling. And honestly, I've seen some really good stuff from AEW. I've been very impressed with that company. By and large, not with everything. I think they have taken missteps, and we've been very vocal about when they have, but I'd like to think we've been vocal when they've done some good stuff as well. Certainly, we've given a lot of praise to Cody. I think Cody's promos have been excellent. I think that a lot of the in-ring action has been very strong. So, yeah, I'm a fan of a lot of what they've done. There's just a few things that haven't, hit the mark, but I would say they're the better show right now. I really feel that I stand by all our scores. I really feel like NXT was the better show at the start. I think AEW was finding its feet. And then probably around about the Jericho cruise, around about Bash at the Beach, it was around that time things for me started to turn. And things really started to shift. And I would say the past 2-3 weeks now, AEW has been the better show. It's true, So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I think Revolution is going to be excellent. I think the storytelling, the building, some really... you've got the Elite going against each other in a match. And obviously, not only that, you've got this whole thing with Hangman Page and his alcohol thing. And, is he going to turn on Kenny? And the seeds that they've been planting have been excellent. I really do hope NXT have been looking at that kind of storytelling and are now going to kind of go that way a little more. I think you'll see it with Johnny and Tommaso because there's a real history there. So I think there's something there for them to, build up. But the rest of it, not so much. Not so much, I can't really think of too many other stories that they're really telling outside of, say, Velveteen and Roderick Strong. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. Did you see Aleister Black on the bump? I didn't, but I heard the news that the entrance thing that he uses was actually intended for The Undertaker. That little sit-up thing. Oh, yeah. That little sit-up thing that he's got. That was Undertaker's, but apparently Undertaker never used it, and so they turned around to Aleister Black and look, can you do something with this? And he was like, yeah, definitely. So I thought that was very, very interesting. We need to talk about Mansoor as well, because he does have a match tomorrow. He is going to be facing Dolph Ziggler. So Mansoor versus Dolph Ziggler is a match that's been made for Super Showdown. I've got the whole card, so let me just quickly run through. On the pre-show, we're getting Viking Raiders versus the OC. Then on the main show, we're getting Mansoor versus Dolph Ziggler. We're getting Humberto Carrillo versus Angel Garza. We're getting King Corbin versus Roman Reigns inside of that steel cage. Naomi versus Bayley. Can't wait to see what they're wearing. I know that sounds a bit weird, but obviously you've got to be very respectful. You've got to be covered up. And one of my favourite ever Mattel battle packs, I'm just looking to see if it's around, but I don't think it is the one that's based on Sasha and Alexa when they had a match in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, because they had to wear very different ring attire, and Mattel actually made figures based on it. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what Naomi and Bayley are going to be wearing for that. And again, it's still history. The second women's wrestling match in Saudi Arabia. As well as that, we got the gauntlet match. AJ Styles involved. Will The Undertaker get involved in that? Of course, we've got Street Profits taking on Rollins and Murphy. We've got Miz and Morrison versus The New Day. And then we've got the 2 championship matches. Goldberg versus Fiend. Ricochet versus Brock. So, quite a stacked card. Lots of matches. It's really filled out. Yeah, as I said, should be fun. Shayna Baszler ate a baby. Wow, breaking news. Dolph is doing the job. He is, Jim. He is, definitely. Days Watch think will happen on AEW tonight. Not a great deal. I'm never too hot on go-home shows, to be fair, because really everything's done. You don't tend to really change anything or bring in any new angles on a go-home show. You're just really putting the final pieces in place. So, yeah, I'm really not expecting too much. I think it'll be a solid show. I think they're going to do a really good job of selling the pay-per-view this weekend, but I'm not expecting anything crazy from AEW. I think it's just going to be a few brawls, a few final touches. That'll do. See you on Saturday. I think with NXT, they maybe have got a bit of potential because they haven't got any shows coming up. They've got a bit of potential to maybe, do something shocking. We've got Charlotte. Charlotte's on the show. I don't really know what they could do that would shock, but let's see. Let's see what they've got up their sleeves. I think NXT definitely is the brand that needs to do something. I think AEW right now is in a very good place. But of course, on the horizon, WrestleMania, everything could change. You know that NXT is going to get a massive spotlight that weekend. So, Vape Ross Vape says, remember, if you get a man sore, go and see a doctor. Very good advice. That's why I love these streams, because you really do get some excellent advice. Medical advice, if you do have a man sore. Yeah, he is in action to mods. Yeah, what do I need to say? There's a few things I wanted to go through. So, watch along tomorrow for Super Showdown. Sorry if I'm going to be mentioning that a lot, but I know there's going to be people joining us all the time, and of course it's weird. A pay-per-view. This isn't just a little old show. This is a massive this month's paper. This is like Royal Rumble happening tomorrow. I know it's not as exciting because the Royal Rumble is, amazing, and also not in Saudi Arabia, but it's still this month's pay-per-view, and it's happening tomorrow. In a way, I feel like it's snuck up on us. I don't know why. I don't feel like I'm just hours away from a pay-per-view for WWE. Like, we only get 12 a year, and there's one happening tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm super pumped for it. Hopefully you can join us, and that's happening. And the other thing as well is, had a little bit of fun on Twitter earlier, because I did go out and record a toy hunt. So a toy hunt has been recorded. I know there's a lot of people watching that will have discovered the channel through toy hunts and really enjoy toy hunts. There's one thing that I'm waiting for before I upload it. It's ready to go. It's got tags. It's got everything it needs. It is ready to go. It's got thumbnail. It's already been uploaded. I've just got to change it from private to public. And then the toy hunt, the first since November, is available to watch and enjoy. I'm I'm just waiting for some. I'm waiting for the interview that I did with This Is the NWA podcast yesterday. I'm waiting for that to hit 1,000. And the reason why I'm waiting is because I've actually got it on the Wrestling Days homepage. And you can obviously see it. It's like one of the first videos on the homepage, the Wrestling Days homepage. Once I upload the toy hunt, I need to promote that. I want people seeing and watching that. So that means I've got to stop kind of pushing the interview, if you will, promoting the interview, showing, hey, making it easy to find. Here it is. Check it out if you've not seen it already. But it is so close to 1,000 views. This is the problem. It's already their biggest ever video, which I am over the moon about. I'm really chuffed with that. They've interviewed NWA stars, but the interview they did with me yesterday is their biggest one. So I'm properly humbled and chuffed and grateful, and I'm over the moon with it. I'm absolutely over the moon. I was really pleased. They've never had a video hit 1,000 views. And it's super close. Like, I'm just having a look right now. It's on 928. They need 72 views. 72 views. It might not even be that anymore. It might be less than that, because I think that was a little while ago. So, yeah, they are super, super close. So I don't want to drop a toy hunt and then push and promote a toy hunt, and then that video never gets to 1,000 views, or do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm waiting. So I was having a bit of fun online with people regarding that, but I did just want to take a moment to explain why I was waiting and why I was didn't want to drop that toy hunt until that reached that milestone, because I'd be really chuffed with that. So yeah, we're just waiting, but it should be soon. It should be soon. Days, Matt Hardy made a video called Dear Dr. RKO, which is an anagram for Dark Order. I just don't care. Is the truth. I don't care. He's done videos where he has included references to the Firefly Funhouse, and people were freaking out saying that he was going to join the Firefly Funhouse. Now he's made a video where you can change the title around and it says Dark Order. I mean, who cares? Who cares? At this point, who cares? He's been trolling and teasing and swerving for so long now. Why would anyone watch that and think he's going to AEW? He's definitely going to AEW. No. He literally, anything could happen in them videos, and until I actually see it at this point, I'm not buying it. I've got to be honest, it gets a little frustrated with all the teases and the swerves. I think I came out of the whole Liv Morgan thing feeling quite burnt, feeling quite dejected. You know, there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of excitement. There was theories running around everywhere. And she was like, proper teasing everything. And what's happened? What's the end result? She's come back. And it's been awful. It's been awful. She's like, all right, she's in a feud with Ruby Riott, which, might be an interesting program. But what was the Lana? I mean, now, sitting here now, a couple of months later after she's returned, we can now look back at that Lana wedding storyline and everything and go, what the hell was that all about? What was that all about? No one came out of that storyline looking good. I think there's so many moving parts as well. I think Rusev's contract dispute has really messed that storyline up. They might have had other plans. There might have been big plans, but Rusev obviously hasn't been around as much, so that's really messed things up. And I don't know. I just don't know. It's seemingly that's over, innit? I mean, she came back. She said that she had a crush on Lana. That lasted a week. And now she's in a feud with Ruby Riott, and we've all got to just move on with our lives. So this is what I'm saying. These teases and, little messages and all this kind of stuff. I get that it's fun for a little while, but after a while you just go, oh man, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. So let's see. What do you think Finn Balor's next move? I think he'll be down in NXT for a little while, and then I think he will go back to the main roster. He's getting main roster money, and they've got him down in NXT. So I can't imagine that's going to be a long-term arrangement. I can't imagine Vince is going to be happy to be writing big checks, for a long time for Finn Balor just to be on NXT, a show that's struggling to get 1 million views. So I would think he's down there for a little bit, and then maybe they move him on. Maybe they replace him. Maybe he goes back to the main roster and after WrestleMania, and someone else goes down to NXT instead. Maybe Balor has a shot at the title at WrestleMania weekend, doesn't win it, moves back to Raw or SmackDown. I'd be alright if he stayed down there. I actually think they need to add another big personality down there with Finn Balor. I feel like the women's division could do with something. Obviously, they've got Charlotte on a temporary basis. Not even really temporary, but they've got her this week. But I think someone being down there kind of semi-permanent like Balor is would be very beneficial. But we'll have to see. I think there'll be a lot of movement after WrestleMania. Days, what's your favourite show from WWE and AEW from 1 to 4? Right now, AEW top, NXT at 2, Raw at 3, SmackDown at 4. And I don't think you'd find too many people that would disagree with that, to be honest. Because I do think that by and large is kind of how a lot of people see it. I know there's going to be a lot of die-hard NXT fans that will say NXT is the best, and that's absolutely fine. I don't think the margin between the two shows is that great, but I think AEW now have been consistent enough for the past few weeks whereby I can categorically say they are the better show. They have got the better storylines. I don't even think they've got the better talent. I just think that they've got the better storylines, and I definitely think that they've got a massive personality in Jericho. Massive personality in Jericho. That what Jericho brings, I don't think there's anyone in NXT that can match that. I don't think there's anyone in NXT that matches his wit and his creativity, and you know what I mean, like he's coming out with catchphrases like a little bit of bubbly. And he gets it over, and what does he do with it? He goes and gets bubbly made with that on the sticker. So you go, that's amazing. That's incredible. To go and do that, and then the fans feel even closer to it. You know that you can own a little bit, but that's so clever. And like he's doing the cruise. Obviously he's going around calling himself Le Champion. He's coming out with witty little lines during his promos. He's always going to give you a good match as well. But his value is being the leader of Inner Circle, putting over all the guys that are in Inner Circle. Just hanging around with him already makes them seem even bigger and more important. Look at Sammy Guevara. Couldn't stand him before. But now, you know, you watch him because he's kind of like the yes man, isn't he, to Jericho? So yeah, I'm really I really like how they've used him. I really like his wit. I like his promos, and honestly, I don't think there's anyone that can stand up to Jericho in NXT. But saying that, you're talking about one of the greatest of all time. You know, there isn't another Jericho, is there? So yeah, I feel like they're really lacking that NXT. Not an easy thing to compete against, in all honesty. Vape Ross Vape says, Days got burned from Liv and Dolpher's got a man sore. Yes, I did get burnt. I get frustrated as well because just quickly touching back on that Matt Hardy thing, I really like him and he's super creative and I really liked the deletion stuff and I think we were all excited. I mean, think of WrestleMania 33 when the Hardys returned. It was epic. It was absolutely epic. So when the Hardys came back, it's one of the best returns of all time. It's one of the most viewed WWE videos of all time. And they were so clever because they brought them back as the Hardy Boys. They couldn't bring them back as like Brother Nero and all that kind of stuff because they didn't have the rights. and then they got the rights, and then we got the Woken universe. So, do you know what I mean? Like, we had the return, amazing, massive moment. Fast forward a little bit, then Matt Hardy started to become Woken. And so then we started to go into the Woken thing, and then of course we got, was it Ultimate Deletion? I think it was. I can never remember if it was Final or Ultimate, which one we got in WWE. But against Bray, which was awesome, great segment. Obviously, had big implications for Bray Wyatt, yeah, he's super creative, So I would love to see. I get frustrated because he shouldn't have to be playing these games. He shouldn't have to be teasing that he's going to different companies. He should be allowed to express himself where he is now. So yeah, I do get frustrated. I think we all do, because we just want to see him doing what he does best, telling stories, entertaining us, being creative, all the things that we crave, the things that we get starved of. So, yeah, wherever he goes, I hope he's a success. I really hope he's a big, big success. Dolph has got his Mansoor from Mandy Rose. Hello. Hot pocket caught in a locket, sent up in a rocket, says Sonny Wolf. Lovely rhyme. Lovely rhyme. Days, how come you hate Jon Moxley? I'm not sure I would say I hate Jon Moxley. I've never been a fan of hardcore wrestling. I think one of the worst matches do you know what? I think I'm going to say ever seen is that Omega Moxley hardcore match. For me, I didn't care. We've spoke about it time after time after time. There's going to be people in the community that disagree, and that's absolutely fine. What I really love about our community is that we all have different opinions, because we all have different styles of wrestling that we enjoy, and that's absolutely fine. There's loads of different styles out there. You got your high flyers, you got your hardcore, you got your brawlers, you got Japanese style, you got American style, Mexican style. There's loads of different styles of wrestling, and not everything is going to cater to everyone. I don't mind hardcore if it's a few elements. Like, would you say that Greg Valentine versus Rowdy Roddy Piper, the dog collar match? Now, there's going to be people watching that maybe don't know about that match. It's very famous. I think it's Starrcade 83. So you're going back to 1983. It is literally Piper, Greg Valentine, dog collar, and it's around their necks so they can't escape each other. Very similar to the strap match. Would you say, is that a hardcore match? Because it's obviously got a weapon that's being used, and they used it. I don't know what's more hardcore than Roddy Piper losing his hearing in one of his ears. That's hardcore, do you know? And blood was gushing down the side of his face. They were blooded, they were battered, the canvas had blood stains all over it. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't people just doing some wrestling moves to each other. This was a war. It was a war. So I love that match. I love that match. I think it's absolutely brilliant because they had a weapon. They used it. They told a story. It was effective. The selling was perfect. Loved it. Loved it. The problem I had with Moxley and Omega was that, right, let's do this. Okay, we've done that. Now let's do this. Right, we've done that. Now let's go over there so we can do this. Right, we've done that. Now I'm going to throw you in there. Okay, I've done that. Now let's go back to the ring because I'm going to expose the boards. Okay, now we've done that. And it was like, I felt like I was watching a checklist. I didn't feel like I was watching a match. I felt like I was watching a checklist. I felt like it was like, right, have we done the glass thing yet? Have I put the glass in your mouth? No? Okay, right, I'll do it. Hang on, give me a sec. Right, let's get the glass. Let's pop that in there. Let's get the glass in the mouth. Let's close the mouth. Okay, done the glass. Right, now we need to go over here so that we can do this spot on the entrance ramp. Right, come on, let's fight up here. And then let's have, was it the Young Bucks just bring it out? It's like, do you know what I mean? It's so staged and I just hated it. I didn't feel like I was watching a contest, a fight between these two people that were trying to get the better out of each other. Just felt like, right, have we done that spot? Right, let's do this spot now. And I couldn't get into it. I really didn't enjoy it. And I was very interested, actually, to see people like Bryan Alvarez, like, ripping into that match as well. I wasn't alone. I was far from alone. There was a lot of people that didn't enjoy it. Now, I don't want to be sitting here and bad-mouthing AEW and people thinking that I'm bad-mouthing them, because equally, I've seen some great matches. I thought the Cody versus Dustin match, I thought that was excellent. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I think the build with Cody has been great. His promos have been great. Jericho, I've just been praising. So, yeah, I don't want the message to get that I'm just laying into AEW, because I think I've said repeatedly, I think they are the better brand at the moment, okay? But the question is, why don't I rate Moxley? And the answer is because he keeps going to those hardcore moments, not to make his matches better, but to shock. The whole eye thing, Moxley should not, first of all, be cleared to wrestle if you can't see, okay? For me, this is meant to be, I understand there's a little bit of sports entertainment, there's a little bit of, you got to suspend your belief and all this kind of stuff, okay? So, all right, he's been cleared. I don't know how, I don't know who's clearing him, I don't know how you can get cleared if you can't see out of one eye, but all right, it's happened, okay? But then he goes and beats Pac, who's got two eyes. Like, that's, you've just buried Pac. You've just buried Pac. Pac, who's an amazing wrestler, one of the best on the roster, and he loses to a one-eyed Jon Moxley. Yeah, Jon Moxley just seems to be involved in a lot of things that I'm not a fan of. Him himself, you know, I think saw a very good match in New Japan. Him against Suzuki. Very, very good match. Very good match. Really enjoyed that. That was on the New Beginnings show that we did. So, it's not that I don't like him. He's just been involved in probably more things that I haven't enjoyed than have enjoyed when it comes to Jon Moxley. But, yeah, let's see what his match against Jericho is going to be like. Do you think Garza will do the pants thing? Oh, that's a good question. I was about to say yeah, of course. But no, you're right, Saudi Arabia. Although saying that, yeah, because Saudi Arabia doesn't really care about, like, men ripping off their trousers. I mean, obviously there's people that wrestle in tights anyway, so he's not really doing anything, is he? He's not stripping naked. They absolutely would not allow that for women, so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that he does do it. Garza sounds like a wee top. Moxley beating Pac for me felt very WWE, not AEW. It was a shock. I love Pac. I've got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to this match, you know. Pac against Omega, 30 minutes. Might just be, as I said at the start of the show, might just be exactly what Omega needs. He you know, right, get into the mindset that you've got half an hour. We want you to tell a story. We want you to give us just a little bit of what you had over in Japan. We know that you've been booking the women's division, and that's taken some of your focus away. Do you know, it's interesting, right? In England, we've got a cricket team. Yeah, of course. We invented the game. So we've got a cricket team. Love cricket, yeah. Genuinely love the game. And if England are on, I'll always watch. And one of our best players became our captain, and his form, like, he was a batsman, yeah, so he was really good at, like, batting. He was amazing, and then when he became captain, he became awful. It was awful. He couldn't focus on managing the team and also being the star player that he was. And a lot of people have been asking, should we stop him being captain? Should we take the captaincy off him because he's not the same player that he was? You can see where I'm going here, can't you? Kenny Omega, yeah, amazing in New Japan. Now over in AEW, facing criticism that he's not, you know, the same performer that he was. Is that because he's got all this other noise that's going on? Is the women's division and booking it and dealing with that, is that too much for him? Is that too much focus? What about all the other stuff that he's got to do, all of the behind-the-scenes meetings and things that he never had to do before? He only had to worry about being Kenny Omega before. Now he's got to worry about the whole AEW company. He's an executive vice president, you know? So he's got all these other things. Is that taken away from his performance? Because we've seen it time and time again, like the cricket story I said. So I think this could be really good for him tonight. Half an hour, mate. Go out there. Show the world that you are still Kenny Omega. His tag matches have been really good, by the way. I've really enjoyed his tag matches with Hangman Page, but let's do it as a singles match. Omega's had some insane matches in AEW. He didn't book himself to win, but he's still been epic. Which ones? I've enjoyed his tag matches, but I'm struggling to name you an epic Kenny Omega AEW match. I mean, let me know. The one that people have mentioned in the past has been that Joey Janela AEW dark match. His matches against Pac, I'm not sure I could say were epic. It's not. Whenever there's conversations about what are the best recent matches been, don't hear conversations of any Omega Pac or anything like that. And honestly, I can't even remember who else he's faced. Has he faced Jericho? I think he has faced Jericho. I don't remember that being amazing to the point where I've even forgotten about it. I don't know. I don't know. I have to agree with the criticism on this one, that he's not the same as when he was in New Japan, and even he has said that he's not trying to be. He's not trying to put on those 45-minute, hour-long matches. But I don't think he's found a way of bringing in that storytelling and really taking all of the fans. Let me put it that way, because there's AEW fans in the chat that I really, really respect. And I have to keep repeating myself. I think AEW is the better brand at the moment. I actually read something the other day that really upset me. Well, it didn't really upset me. It was enough to make me go, oh. But I actually, I think it was on Twitter, I was tagged in a conversation where I wasn't originally tagged in it, but some people were talking about this Wednesday night stream, and they were saying that they enjoy the streams, they enjoy the watch-alongs, they watch the Raw and the SmackDown ones, but they don't enjoy the Wednesday night one because we don't focus enough on AEW, and when I do, I can be really down on it. Now, kind of read that and I was like, oh man, for a moment it was like, that's a bit of a kicker, that is, because I actually really like AEW and I don't go out of my way to run it down. I'm just very honest, it's a new promotion, and so I think you have to talk about the things you like and the things you don't like. Yeah, I'm just been very honest. I actually wouldn't go back and change anything I've said. So from that perspective, I still stand by everything. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit more focused now that we need to make Wednesdays 50-50, a little more 50-50. Because as I said, I really do like AEW. Really do like it. And if you've seen Kenny Omega matches, singles matches, I think the tag matches, again, have been really good. But if you've seen Kenny Omega singles matches that you've enjoyed, fair play. Fair play. Wicked Cool Toys have announced that this weekend they're going to show the AEW ringside exclusive figure. And it'll be something we don't think possible and very magical. Cool. Is there a show this weekend? No. I remember seeing that Bill McKean's been invited to some kind of toy event. Is it Las Vegas? I think there's a toy thing coming up very soon. It might be March. Don't know. But apparently new figures, WWE figures being shown there as well. So Not going to have to wait too long for new figures. And of course, WrestleMania Access, you get Mattel. They're going to be showing new figures there as well. So lots of new figures on the way. Just be natural. Forget the haters. If NXT or AEW is better, you focus reflects that. Hope you well, C. Hope you are well. It was a weird one. It's a weird one. To be honest, I didn't think about it as soon as I read it. So it's not something that like played on my mind or ruined my day or, you know, anything like that. I mean, look, it's impossible to be on YouTube and not get hate. It's part of the job. So you just become like immune to it after a while. And it wasn't even. I don't even know if it was really hate. I think what bothered me more was I actually read it and like the way they worded it. It was like a fair comment. You know, it wasn't as if they were like, "Oh, I hate Days. He looks like he smells of cheese," right? Which, you know, in fairness, I do. But it was more along the lines of they were genuinely saying some stuff that I was like, "Oh man, yeah, I can see they believe that and they really think that." And no, well, whatever. I'm gonna do my darndest. How about that? How about I do you a deal? Do you a deal? I'm doing my bestest to float between the two shows. So thank you to everyone that does join us. Really do appreciate it as always. And looking forward to a good Wednesday night. Good Wednesday night of wrestling. And we are now only 3 minutes away, friends. 3 minutes away. 3 minutes to get TV ready. I'm ready, buddy. I'm set up. I'm good to go. Feels like the Wednesday stream is pretty balanced. It's just if one brand has more attention, it's hard not to watch the other. Yeah, that's what, dude, you've hit the nail on the head. You've hit the nail on the head. If AEW, the way this works, if AEW is having a killer night and it's just, I have to go with, and I've said it before, but I have to go wherever the hottest segment is. Like, I'll tell you right now, tonight, when it's Omega and Pac, that 30-minute Iron Man, I've already said I'm really interested in it. I want to see it. I want to see that match. That will have my attention. The only thing that might be able to take me away is if obviously something shocking happens on NXT. But equally, on NXT, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, like, I want to see that. I need to know what happens in that segment. So, yeah, I get it. There's going to be AEW hardcore fans that are going to be upset that I'm watching Charlotte versus Bianca and not watching whatever's on AEW. Equally, NXT hardcore fans are going to be upset I'm watching Omega and Pac and not watching what NXT are doing. And I don't disagree. I am going to miss things, but that's where you guys come in. That's where you guys, you know, if you're watching those shows, let us know in the chat. Oh, Days, I think you just missed this. They've just announced this. They've just said this. And you guys can help make sure that we're all still up to speed. Because the thing to remember as well, I always have this in mind. There's people watching these streams that aren't able to watch either show. There's people watching these streams that are at work, that are like sat in, I don't know, security huts, that are having to watch over buildings at night. And, you know, I haven't got the ability, don't have Sky or anything like that, and don't have the ability to sit down and watch AEW, don't have BT Sport, they can't watch NXT. So, you know, instead they jump onto YouTube and hang out with us. So I'm very aware that there's those people that, you know, want a little bit of both, you know. So, right, anyway. Also, I'll give you a toy hunt update. Toy hunt update. We are on 967. That means we are 33 views away on that interview, and then I'll put the toy hunt up. So that toy hunt could be going up during the stream, like whilst we're streaming. Because I'll do it. I don't care. YOLO, innit? It's YOLO. Right. NXT has got a little video package. I will try and keep an eye on the chat. Again, these Wednesday ones, it's pretty hardcore wrestling. I do like to have a good laugh and a joke around with you guys, but it's a little more tricky on a Wednesday just because of the amount of stuff you've got to keep an eye out for. But we're live with AEW now. Best Friends versus Butcher Blade. We know that that's coming up. We're just seeing Johnny and Tommaso. Oh, tonight we got Yuka Suzuki versus Big Swole versus Akira Shida, Hikaru Shida and Shayna. We've got Inner Circle versus Jurassic Express as well. And it's all building towards Revolution, the weigh-in. I like that. I like that from AEW, weigh-ins. They obviously do that in boxing, and they do it in UFC, the weigh-ins. It's a big part of the sports. 30-minute Iron Man match. Up next, they're going to start with the Iron Man match. That's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. I am genuinely looking forward to this. Iron Man match. Omega versus Pac. Oh, right, that's got to go over there. We're just seeing the arrival of the Queen. She's there. She's arrived at Full Sail. Look at William Regal standing right by the door being a little perv. Soon as she wound the window down, William Regal was like, yeah. Look at him. Charlotte's like, my bags are in the back. Pac making his way down. That's a great entrance. Charlotte looks stunning as well. Right, what are we starting NXT with? Alright, we're starting with Dijakovic against Grimes, which, as I said before, I like both of those talents. I'm just not massively drawn by it. Woo! Okay, Omega making his way down. I think NXT are going to give you a really good match, but my focus is AEW in this Iron Man match. Omega has come out with the Young Bucks, but not his tag partner. Do you want to know something interesting as well that I was thinking the other day? Hangman is the only member of the Elite that doesn't have a figure in Series 1 of AEW's figure releases. Hangman's figure is in Series 2. So I just wondered if that might play a part. I mean, you want to talk about storytelling. That is crazy storytelling. Because I can't imagine that that's not been done on purpose. Like, you've got Cody, Brandy, Kenny, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, all in the first wave. And then rather than putting in Hangman, of course, they've gone with Jericho. I mean, look, did you need Brandy in Series 1? I suppose you've got to have a woman, haven't you? So I suppose you've got to put a woman in there. And I suppose you've got to have both of the Young Bucks. So then it comes down to, would you put Omega in Series 1? I suppose you'd have to. It does make sense. It does make sense when you think about it. But still, there's a little story there for them. So, right. Really looking forward to this. Really, really looking forward to this. I'm even going to try and turn up the commentary a little bit. Right, the two of them locking up already. Crowd are into it. It's a nice banner hanging up as well in the arena. Says Jericho versus Moxley. Days, I contacted Twitter about my account. It's so disappointing. I worked hard on it. Well, there's no more that you can do. But I mean, it happened to me. My Twitter account was suspended as well, and I had 13,500 followers on it. So yeah, I totally get your disappointment. I like the fact they're talking about how much work Pac has done for this match. We know that Pac really wanted this. They're saying that Omega has been in tag matches for 3 months. That was nice. Omega flips over Pac and he flips straight onto his feet. There's a little eye roll from Omega as they push each other back and forth. Forearm strike by Pac. Daze, do you think EO returns tonight? No, EO's out for a long time. EO is out for months, and I don't expect her to return before WrestleMania, to be honest. Shout out to famous KJ Carter. Hope you are well. AEW wins hour 1 already. Days, you should put the screens next to each other. Why? Does it make a difference? Black Arrow versus V-Trigger. Yeah, Pac is on the back. He gets backed into the corner. Hangman Page isn't going to be part of the Elite for too long. He doesn't like the Young Bucks at all. No, and again, storytelling. Great storytelling. Nice head scissor takedown by Omega. Pac goes to the outside. The Bucks have stayed out there. Omega goes against the ropes. And he flies over the top, comes crashing down onto Pac. Wednesday is where the big boys play. Thanks for the support, C. Really appreciate it, dude. It is true. C Wrestling is right. If we can get that to 1,000, then I will drop a toy hunt. But as I said earlier, I don't want to drop it and block that interview because I'd love for it so close. I'd love for it to get there. So I'm having to wait for it to get there before dropping the toy hunt. Not watching makes this so much better. Days Mauro said Dijakovic wants to delete Grimes. Cool. I think there's going to be a lot of little mention. They know that story's out there, so yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Slap by Omega. We're 4 minutes in. Forearm strike by Kenny. No falls yet, which is good. These rumours are Io versus Sasha at TakeOver Tampa. Oh, I haven't heard that. I'm not expecting her to be back in time. Nice fireman's carry by Kenny. Goes up, looks for a moonsault. Pac's not there. Pac gets out the way. Pac climbs up in the corner, goes round the back. Omega goes round the back. Nice. Dragon suplex by Kenny. What happened to Keith Lee? Keith Lee is champ. We saw him at TakeOver. Victorious. I can't remember. I can't remember what happened on last week's NXT. What he was involved in. Here we go. Through the bottom rope goes Kenny. This is the third time they faced each other. I like the old face Io Shirai. I like her energy. I think she's got great energy. When she comes down, she's going crazy during her entrance. I do agree. I think the face Io was really cool. Moonsault. Oh, into a DDT on the outside. It's a good counter. AEW chants from the crowd. Sonny plays reindeer game. Last week, NXT was terrible. It's not been brilliant for the past few weeks, in all fairness. Okay, Pac's got into the ring. I don't know what Kenny Omega's ring attire is all about. It does look like it's based on something, but I can't tell what it's based on, to be honest. It's normally something to do with video games, isn't it? I just saw people asking that question on the Fight app. And I agree, I don't know. Maybe someone watching, maybe you guys know. It's got like a bit of red in there as well. I can't quite see what the pattern is. Pac is looking for a superplex. Down goes Pac. Pac's getting up. Omega up top. We're about just coming up to 8 minutes in. Pac quickly springs up. Gonna look for a big superplex. Superplex gets it. Nice! Got crazy height on that. NXT is at commercial break, by the way. But yeah, big air. Big air from Pac there. Yeah, that was hard. It was a bit brainbuster. That was a bit like a brainbuster. The way that he went up and kind of... Yeah, I don't think it was meant to be as a brainbuster, though. He can't have meant it. He can't have meant for that to have been a brainbuster from the top rope. Okay, here we go. Pac going up. Omega turns around. Pac with a missile drop kick. Omega goes down. Shoulder up by Omega. He dropped Omega on his head. Yeah, I don't know if he's meant to. I don't know if he was meant to do that. It looked like it was just meant to be a superplex, but like Omega couldn't quite get over enough, and when he came down, he kind of did come down on his head a little. The commentators are saying that you could win this match 1-0. Strike to the midsection by Omega. Forearm strikes. Yeah, he is throwing a lot of strikes. Over the top, Pac goes into the corner. Omega rolls away. Oh! Great work from Pac. Great work from Pac. 2. Yes, good. That shouldn't have been enough to have got a fall. I do find that with these Iron Man matches sometimes, that things that wouldn't normally win the match get them a fall. I find that frustrating. Because this should just be like a normal match. So that, I was a bit worried there that Pac was going to get the pin, was going to get the result, and he didn't. I'll tell you what would be really cool as well, if they manage to not go to commercial break, if they can give this 30-minute Iron Man match its full time, that will be incredible. I actually don't know when the first advert is for AEW. We've got 19 and a half minutes to go. And I am getting into this match. There's been a couple of spots that have brought me into this match. The first one with Omega being dropped onto his head. The second one, that great... I think it was like a cutter. Pac jumping over the top, going straight into like a stunner, a cutter. So just a couple of things there that have brought me into this match. And one of the criticisms with TV matches is that obviously it gets disrupted with the breaks. If they can give us 19 minutes here without going to a break, I think that'll be excellent. Over on NXT, we're still underway with Grimes and Dijakovic. Match still underway. I've been watching a little bit of it, but Yeah, it's good. Looks all right. Into the corner goes Omega. Pac goes in as well. Omega moves out the way. Big boot, and Omega goes back. Oh! Pac goes flying across the ring, about halfway across the ring. Goes into that bottom turnbuckle. So frustrating to think that WWE had Neville on their book. I mean, first of all, Neville, horrific name, yeah? Horrific name. So they had Neville on their books. And just think about how they used him. Think about how they used him. I think what's disappointing as well is I don't think they care that he's left. I can't imagine. I should imagine Triple H probably looks at it and thinks, man, I wish we had him in NXT. But I don't think Vince McMahon watches this and thinks, oh, I wish I still had Neville. Or I wish I still had Pac. I don't think he cares. Days, I think Omega is the one that turns. That would be cool. Maybe he gets so frustrated at how moody. Damian Priest is in the crowd on NXT. I think Damian Priest just attack Dijakovic. So we've got a bit of a development here on NXT. Snap German by Pac. Oh! Knee strike by Omega. Another knee strike, and Pac is rocked. Is he looking for the... He's got him up. Tiger Driver 98. Pac goes down on his head and kicks out. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Again, when it comes to Iron Man matches, my criticism is that things that wouldn't normally win a match, win a match. He's looking for one winged. I can tell you that Grimes has just beaten Dijakovic. Couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. Into a German. Rolls over to... No! This is good. This is good. This is good. This might be it, you know. This might be it. This might be the match I've been waiting for. This might be the Omega match I've been waiting for. Few close falls there. And we're only getting towards that halfway point. Days, I know this is off topic, but you know on SmackDown where we have the glitches, CM Punk has got glitches on his Tron. So the glitch master could be CM Punk. Yeah, you're right. WWE Clay Sculptures, shout out to you. Good match on NXT, says Broken Dreams. Thank you for letting us know on that. I've not been able to keep an eye on it. As I said, it looked all right from what I was seeing. I think the story there is that Damian Priest got involved. So I think we're building towards Priest versus Dijakovic again. Of course, those two faced each other for the right to face Keith Lee at TakeOver. So little story there. Pac is on the shoulders of Omega. Is he looking for one winged on top? He couldn't get it. Went into a power bomb by Pac, and Omega gets on his feet but stumbles back to the corner. Pac goes over. We are now officially at the halfway point. We're at the halfway point. Oh, face first. Pac goes into the turnbuckle. Snapdragon by Omega. Omega looking for a V-trigger. V-trigger. Down goes Pac. 1, 2. John, another kick out. Another kick out. I think it's here, guys. I think it's here. I think the Kenny Omega match I wanted has arrived. This is awesome, is the chant by the crowd. This is awesome. Up next on NXT, we've got Finn Balor as well. Chair strike by Pac. I will keep an eye on Finn Balor. Got Young Bucks on the edge. We've got a chair driven into the back of the head. And Omega goes down. Young Bucks have come in. The clock has paused. Why have they paused the clock? Oh, because Omega got a fall. Is that an old rule? I don't know if I've seen that before. 30 seconds to after a fall to get yourself like together. All right, big boot. Big boot by Pat. Pat going up. Boom. Hits the arrow, the black arrow. And just like that, it's 1-1. So the chair, the story here is that the chair shots from Pac have done the damage. So Pac getting DQ'd, but the chair shots have made it 1-1. Now, can he take a lead? Those chair shots will only have been worth it if he can take a lead. Because right now it's 1-1. So there was no point doing them otherwise. Eric says, I just picked up the new 7-inch Johnny Cage figure. Shout out to you, Eric. They're saying it's picture in picture, which I think is a bit disappointing if that's true. I mean, I'm fortunate that on Fight, I still get the fight. I still get the whole thing. But I think they said it's picture in picture on TNT. I'm not too sure. Dijakovic call-up in the works. Why, Gargano, why? Yeah, we're still at commercial break. We've had 2 commercial breaks for NXT. We're getting down to the final 12 minutes of this Iron Man match. Pac is gloating. I think he's trying to upset Young Bucks. Because if they attack him, he'll get another fall, won't he? So, it does make sense for him to do that. Omega down against the barricade. We are about to go back to NXT. And we know that Finn Balor is about to make his way out. Commentators are saying maybe there's a story as to why Hangman didn't come out. Give Hangman the benefit of the doubt. I don't know your country's theme song, I'm sorry. Dijakovic getting called up. Days is an AEW mark. I'm enjoying this match, but Balor is making his way out. I've got to say, the past few minutes or so of this Iron Man, it has just dipped a little. Thought the close falls and everything were really good. But the pace has settled down, obviously, now that we're kind of getting towards the final 10 minutes, which is to be expected. Balor making his way out. I am going to keep an eye on NXT. I'm going to keep an eye on Balor. Hello, Polaroid White. Hope you are well. So Balor making his way down to the ring. Yeah, past few minutes of the Iron Man, it has just kind of settled down. Strikes by Omega on the edge of the ring. The chair shots from Pac just totally weren't worth it because it's 1-1 with about 10 minutes to go. He's not been able to capitalize on them, but they're on the edge of the ring and Pac's going to look to do a suplex. Oh, no, to the outside. Wow. Off the edge of the ring. To the outside. Young Bucks have gone straight over. Why are the Bucks there? Bucks talking to Kenny. I'm not sure if I like the Bucks being out there, to be honest. Unless they're going to cost Kenny. Right, let's see what Finn's got to say here. We can turn our attention. Finn Balor, normally an excellent promo. I'm not a moves guy. I'm not an internet guy. He's not a sneaky stooge to the office guy. He says when the the guy. He is the guy. It's not quite the same as the man. The guy. The guy. He builds brands. I thought he built Lego. He's talking about things that is achieved. He's a good promo. He is a good promo. Very passionate. Table being produced by Pac. So Balor saying that he's been Universal Champ. He's been Intercontinental Champ. He's mastered Japan. He's mastered Mexico. It's WrestleMania season. Everyone's trying to peak for WrestleMania. He says he's been at his peak for 20 years. That's a good line. That's a good line. What's the next move? It's gotta be the champ. Call out Regal. Call out Regal. Who's gonna get the fin rub? His wife. Who's gonna get the fin rub? Oh! Imperium! Imperium! Could you imagine if we're going to build towards Walter? Walter versus Balor. Walter hasn't come out. There is something you haven't done. So they're talking about the Ring General. So they're talking about Volta. He's sending his regards. Oh, I am so here for that. Finn Balor versus Walter. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. But of course he hasn't, has he? He's never held the NXT UK Championship. Sling Blade on the outside. We got Imperium being laid to waste. And where is Walter? Where is he? Eichner in his sights. Oh, Bartel out of nowhere. And now he's getting mugged by Imperium. But what a statement by Balor. And are we going to see the Ring General? Getting battered at the moment. Message has been sent. Oh, into the steps. Into the steps. Balor's asleep. Night, night. There we go, look. I love how they do that. I love how they put their arms behind their backs. Big message sent. That is huge. That is huge. That's huge for NXT UK. That is absolutely massive for that brand. Massive for Walter. Massive for Imperium. Could Finn Balor be the next NXT UK champion? That is so cool. That is so cool. I knew it was worth watching that segment. Right, we've got to go back with 5 minutes in. Black Arrow, but knees up. Knees up, Mother Brown. By Omega. So we're down to the final 5 minutes. Austin Theory is the future of NXT, apparently. So 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Is he looking for a V-trigger? He's charging over. He's gone for a knee strike. He's grabbed hold of Pac. Another commercial break on NXT. Oh! 1, 2. Kick out by Pac. Days, did you see that Regal announced next week 2 qualifying matches? Winners face each other at Tampa in a ladder match for the #1 contendership. Face each other. #1 contender for the Women's Championship. No, I didn't. I was watching this Iron Man, so thank you for telling me. I did see that he had been speaking backstage, but I didn't realise he had made an announcement. That's cool. Omega looking for... It was a nice reversal. He was looking for a winged angel. We're getting down to the final 3 minutes. Final 3 minutes. All right, here we go. Round the houses. Into a DDT by Pac. He's trying... So he's got his submission hold. Pac with his submission hold, and there's 2 minutes 30. There's no... Kenny can't survive that for 2 minutes 30. He is in deep water. So Brutalizer locked in. 2 minutes 30 on the clock. We're down to about 2:15. We've had a lot of near falls. Nice roll through. Still got that brutalizer on, and Kenny still can't get to the ropes. He's got 1 foot on the ropes. Pac backs up into the corner. Oh, goes straight in for another brutalizer. Straight in for another brutalizer. 1 minute 26. I don't know which way this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to play out. So many elements. So many things that could happen. Like, where's Hangman Page? Why are the Young Bucks out there? Is it going to end a draw? What happens if it ends a draw? Do we go into overtime? 1 minute, 3 seconds. That's what we're down to now. This is good. So we're down to 50-odd seconds. Pac still has got a submission hold on Omega. .30 seconds. They're still struggling in the center of the ring. He has escaped. Oh, but Pac puts it back on. Omega managed to escape, but Pac puts it back on. 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. It's ended 1-1. It's ended 1-1. The Young Bucks get into the ring. You can see Bianca Bel Air on NXT. We're just coming back from a commercial break over there. Love Bel Air. What a star she is. What a star. I think Pac taking his frustration out on the ref a little here. What's happening now? What happens here? We got Xia Li making her way down on NXT. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm being told. Yeah. Sudden death rules. So, next 4 wins. Knee strike. Knee strike by Omega, and Pac goes down. Aubrey's just come running down, so we've got a referee in the ring. Sudden death rules. V-trigger. And Pac slumps down. We got Aubrey chant from the crowd. Another V-trigger. Pac goes down. 1, 2. Yes! That's good. Again, I hate it when it goes into overtime and they very quickly then get the win. So the fact that they've gone into overtime, I want them to use the overtime. Here we go. Look, one winged. One wing. That's got to do it. 2. Omega wins it. I do find that frustrating. At the end of the match, it was 1-1 and Pac had Omega in a submission hold. Moments into overtime and Kenny Omega wins it. What magic happens when you go into sudden death? How do matches end so quickly when you go into sudden death? I think it's the best Kenny Omega match that I've seen in AEW. I think it shows glimpses that he can still deliver those matches. Not 5 stars for me. Not 5 stars for me, that match. But the best Kenny Omega match that I've seen. Let me know what you thought of that match. I'd really like to know. How did you score it? If you're watching AEW, how did you score it? I'd love to know what you think. There was a video clip of Killer Cross, but you missed it. Killer Cross to NXT. Okay. Well, there you go. Didn't know if he might go to SmackDown because of the glitch, but yeah, there we go. It seems like he must be going to NXT then. 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. That was 4 stars, says The Fiend. Jay Cullen says 3.5 stars. Polaroid White says 5 stars. Pac should have won. A solid 4.5. Jay Cullen says, just kidding, 4.25. 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Joe says Cross has been hinting at NXT on his Twitter for a while. Triple H said that they are going to be fast tracking him. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not too surprised by that. I'm not too surprised. I would have been more surprised if he had have gone to SmackDown. So yeah, I would have been more surprised if he'd have gone there. I think NXT has always felt like the natural home or the natural place where he was going to go. We got Pac at the top of the entrance ramp with Tony. I think that it was about a 4.25. I could go 4.25. No stars. No stars. I'm not sure I can agree with no stars. Dakota Kai making her way out with Raquel Gonzalez. So they've just gone to commercial break. 8 out of 10 for that Iron Man. Killer Cross is not the glitch on SmackDown. Yeah. So Killer Cross to NXT. So Tony says, look, you lost this match. Tony. What are you trying to achieve? Oh, hello, who's come out? Orange Cassidy's here! Freshly squeezed? What's freshly squeezed one? Freshly squeezed? Pat getting in the face of Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy taking the shades off. Oh, forearm strike and Cassidy goes down. And Pac is stomping away on Orange Cassidy. Oh, so they're now starting to tease Orange Cassidy getting involved. Gonzalez just absolutely destroying Mia Yim. That's exciting. A bit of payback for Kai. We're seeing Tommaso Ciampa backstage as well. I gotta tell you, do you know what? Genuinely, this has been one of my favourite Wednesdays. Honestly, it's been one of my favourite Wednesdays. Like, I think that Iron Man match has just, it's just eaten up nearly 40 minutes of AEW, and I think it's been really solid. And whilst that's been happening, and that's been solid, you've had some incredible stuff happening over here. A good first match, Finn Balor promo, and, you know, that announcement with Walter, huge. Then also the Killer Cross stuff, massive. And then the Dakota Kai with Gonzalez, you know, I like that dynamic. So I think that was interesting as well. So I think NXT are putting on a good show, but I still think AEW have been better. I think that Iron Man match is exactly what Omega needed. Hager's come out. Hager closing the door. The Painmaker Posse. Sign on the door. Painmaker Posse. Right, what have we got now? Inner Circle Jurassic Express. There we go. Boom. The Painmaker Posse, not the Inner Circle. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? I don't think there's any drama or any issues or anything like that, but Daisy live streaming Elimination Chamber. Absolutely, bud. Yeah, of course. You know it. You know it. And of course, we are back tomorrow. With Super Showdown. So we've got Ortiz and Santana and Sammy Guevara. Is Tyson Fury going to be at WrestleMania? I hope not. I mean, well, I don't mind him being there. I just really don't want him to have a match, you know? Unless it's going to be a boxing match. You know, I think how they used Mike Tyson back in the day was perfect. Mike Tyson, you know, was the baddest man on the planet. He wasn't in a match, was he? So I would want them to use Fury that way. But he'll probably have a match. Strowman versus Fury. I just don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it. We've seen it. It was awful. I, again, respected him trying. He came in, he put the work in. Yeah, he didn't just collect a paycheck and not care. He went to the Performance Center, he tried to wrestle, but that was part of the problem. He tried to wrestle. He's not a wrestler. You can't learn it in 3 weeks. So, yeah, not for me. I've got no issue with him being there because, of course, what a fantastic achievement. That victory against Deontay Wilder. The world saw it. The world was talking about it. Right, we're underway with this match. I don't know how many commercial breaks NXT have to have. I know that AEW have a few that I don't know because obviously it never goes off for me. That's the benefit, if you will, of having it on Fight. But yeah, it just seems like NXT have loads. But we're underway with Inner Circle against Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus doing some great work. As always. We're just seeing the Velveteen Dream backstage. Love these little vignettes. Here we go. I'm here for these. What does the Dream remember? This is just a different way for the Dream to cut a promo. Next week. Ooh, cage match next week. Dream versus Roderick Strong. Hang on, was that announced before? I don't know, I can't even remember. I remember there was a steel cage match that was announced. Was that Dream Velveteen that was announced before? Either way, it's happening next week. Next week, and it slipped my mind if it had. Velveteen versus Roderick Strong. They're just showing us Full Sail. I've been fortunate enough to go there. We're going back. Is that Austin Theory? I think it is. So Austin Theory is coming down. He's going to be taking on Tommaso Ciampa. I like Austin Theory. I think this will be a really good match. Austin Theory versus Tommaso Ciampa. Lovely standing vertical suplex here by Inner Circle. Marko Stunt's been upside down for quite a while there. Literally all his blood rushing to his head. Dakota versus Tegan was the steel one that was announced. Okay, steel cage matches everywhere. I remember they had announced a steel cage match. And as soon as I was like, oh man, a steel cage match? And then something in my head went, no, they've already announced the steel cage match. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was getting confused. So, yeah, thank you. At least I wasn't losing my mind too much there. And they hadn't announced it before. You're right. Dakota Kai taking on Tegan Nox. And here comes Tommaso. Very cool, man. Tommaso looks awesome. Brilliant last week when he just came down, interrupted Austin Theory. Austin Theory is about to have a match, and I don't believe it was meant to be against Tommaso, and Tommaso just came down and started cutting a promo. Okay, so he's in the ring. Over on AEW, we're just underway with that 6-man match. Got Sammy Guevara in there with Marko Stunt, and Sammy Guevara making fun of the fact that Marko is fun size by having him on his shoulders and squatting with him, just taking him down. Nice. But Marko going for a little roll-up. Days versus JC in a steel cage underwear match. Hello, Monica King. Hope you're well. How are you, buddy? I'll be working for the whole thing. I'm supposed to be having a virtual training. Shout out to you, Joe. Days, who do you think Sister Abigail is going to be? I'm not sure it's going to be anyone, but I don't know. I don't think it's... Maybe one day it'll get, like, revealed, but we've been waiting a long time, and the only person that it's ever been up till now is... Well, that we've seen has been Bray Wyatt, so, you know. I suppose it depends what story they want to tell. I would say that's the problem with The Fiend at the moment. They've moved away from all of that storytelling, you know. Now they're just kind of having just matches. You know, he's just going from one match to like the next, one feud to the next. I think the best thing they've done with The Fiend recently was with The Miz and him being in The Miz's house. I keep saying it though. I love those kind of vignettes. And they stick in your mind, you know. Him interrupting Hogan was pretty cool. Obviously, didn't go anywhere. Slap to Marko Stunt. Marko Stunt still in the wrong part of town. In comes Luchasaurus. On the outside, Austin Theory getting thrown into a barricade, into a railing, back elbow by Austin Theory. Face first goes Tommaso Ciampa. Austin Theory rolling through, going for a clothesline. Nice drop kick by Austin Theory. What I love about Austin Theory is everything is so crisp. Everything he does, it looks so effortless. Big boot by Jungle Boy. Nice German to Sammy Guevara. They've got Marko Stunt. They're running into the three corners and... Oh, that was good. I like that tag team work. Jurassic Express run. They had Sammy Guevara in the one corner. They all ran to a different corner, came running back. And all delivered super kicks. The Luchasaurus figure is going to be awesome. I wonder if they'll do AEW battle packs. Don't know. They should. Let me try and get to the comments. Days, do you think Balor will take the title from Walter? I'm going to say no. I think that Balor is someone that's been very successful. He's picked up some big wins. I think this might be the match that he just falls short. I think it would massively help NXT UK to have Finn Balor as the champion. I think that would be a real boost to NXT UK and really help the ratings over there. But why would you move Balor to NXT UK? Like, it's NXT that needs the help. It's NXT that needs all the support that it can get. How do you benefit by... Unless you're going to just take Balor over for the monthly tapings. You know, it's not the biggest ordeal in the world to take him over, record across 2 days, and you know, you could still have him as a part of NXT. But then are you not spreading it all quite thin? I don't know. Unless they really want that NXT UK Championship to be more visible in NXT. The problem with Walter is that he just doesn't seem to want to come over to America that often. But I don't think that's a good enough reason to take the title off him. Because otherwise, if we're saying that that's a problem, he's never going to progress past this point, is he? So, and they've got something special with Walter. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that he's not... Darby Allin has come down, by the way, and helped Jurassic Express. So apparently we're picture in picture. In fact, I think both shows are at commercial break right now. So I think we'll take this opportunity right now to get your feedback, what you think on the shows. Let me know what you think of both shows so far. In 3 days in Chicago at Revolution. This is Darby Allin, by the way. He's looking out at the crowd. He's taking a moment. They're talking to Sammy, are they? Yeah, get your scores in as to what you think of the shows tonight. The coffin will drop. And on the coffin, it's got Sammy's name. There we go. Right, we're back underway with NXT. We got Austin Theory in the ring. WWE Savage, Sam the Beast says AEW 5, NXT 4.2. Mario for Life says AEW 10, NXT 1. Zycamy says NXT is about 5 right now. Ooh, NXT is boring. Woo! 10 out of 10 Fiendlings. 9 out of 10 so far, says AEW. 10 out of 10 Fiendlings. I like that. What is your favourite thing to stream? Probably NWA on a Tuesday. It's really easy. There's only one show to watch. There's normally a lot that you can have fun with and laugh and joke about. I do find Wednesdays the hardest streams. This is definitely by a country mile. It's not hard as in, like, hard to do. But it's hard to give both shows the attention they deserve and talk about everything that people want to talk about. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of juggling on a Wednesday, and I kind of feel that the having fun with things kind of falls to the wayside. But saying that, I mean, look what we've seen. We've seen an Iron Man match. How are you gonna make fun out of that? Where's the fun in that? I mean, it's entertaining, but I mean, like, from a humor point of view. I do think that the Wednesday streams are a bit more serious. And in regards to NXT, like, their biggest problem is they haven't got a sense of humour. So, there's not been a great deal that we can have fun with there. Knee strike by Ciampa to Theory. And a bit of frustration sneaking through. AEW 10 out of 10. John says 6.5. This is the NWA. Shout out to you. NXT 6, AEW 6.5. AEW Big Brain and NXT no promos. AEW 10 out of 10 because of Freshly Squeezed. NXT 10,000 out of 10 because of Finn. That was a great moment. There's those glitches on SmackDown, Ali, because the light is his hand. Yeah, I've never understood what the envelope's about though. What's the envelope about? I totally understand the lights thing, but I never understood the envelope. AEW 8, NXT 7, says Travante. I'm on a date right now, says William. Woo! Cheeky. The best of Mega match on AEW yet could be that Iron Man. I have enjoyed the tag matches as well, though. I will give credit to those. For me, I think the Iron Man was about a 4-star. Maybe a 4.25. I thought it was very good. Just kind of dipped a little in the middle, but you do get that with Iron Man matches. I thought the start was good. I thought that towards the end was decent. The overtime, the only problem I had with that was the fact it was over pretty much as soon as the overtime began. And it was just as I was saying, the problem I've got with overtime is it never lasts very long. And then One Winged Angel and he wins it. So yeah, that's my only kind of downsides with it. But we're talking as to why I'd give it 4 stars rather than 5, you know? It's still one of the best. I'd say the best Omega singles match that I've seen. But it's no Omega Okada. Ciampa over... the crowd are really into this NXT match, and you can totally see why. We're just seeing a little video package on Cody over on AEW. Austin to... Oh, I thought he was getting the 3 then. I really thought he was getting the 3. Austin Theory. Big star in Evolve. Quite a bit of hype when he did come over to NXT. A lot of excitement. A lot of people looking forward to seeing what he was going to bring. And yeah, he's brought quite a bit. And he's certainly bringing quite a bit in this match. Really good match against Tommaso Ciampa, but... Wow, there's absolutely no surprises there, is there? And now it's Ciampa that's being thrown into the railings. Ciampa's the one that's being chucked around Full Sail. Obviously, that's a little different to what we saw last week with Austin Theory. Best friends making their way out with Orange Cassidy. And are we going to see Orange Cassidy still a little bit sore from what happened with Pac? It's good. It's interesting, isn't it? A little bit of freshly squeezed. 2, 3, and Ciampa picks up the win against Austin Theory in what was a very good match on NXT. Very good match on NXT. Okay, so we've got Butcher and Bunny and the Blade and the sleeping blanket on the way down. Let's change this over. Now, is Johnny going to appear at all? Tommaso's victorious here. Didn't know if we might see from Johnny. Butcher. Blade. Wham! Is Ciampa going to say some words? Is that Johnny? Johnny's here! Johnny jumps into the ring. Johnny came running down. Johnny in a blazer. Blue blazer. The blue blazer's back! Ah, the blue blazer! Owen! He's taken the blue blazer off. He's actually got a DIY... Is it a towel? Some kind of DIY thing on his pocket? Austin Theory trying to stop Tommaso. Ah, super kick. Wow, I don't know what just came out. Was that spittle? Something just went either way like this. I don't know if it was teeth. What just came shooting out of his mouth? What just came out of his mouth? It might have just been spit, I don't know, or it could have been gum. Oh, another kick to the head. I don't know what it was. Is it spit? He's still got something here. I think it is spit. Wow. That's a lot of spit. It's a lot of spit. He just went off like a garden hose. So Tommaso is down on the edge of the ring. Johnny is sat and is applauding himself. He's going to start patting himself on the back. I don't understand. Why is Tommaso just sitting there? Or lying there? He can't be that out of it. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like how he's like trying to reach over. And it's just like, clearly he's not quite there, but he's trying to do whatever he can, you know? It reminds me a little bit of like a walker. You know, in The Walking Dead, when like someone has half their body missing and the walker, the zombie, is still trying to get to the person. There's not much left of them, but they're still clawing their way. That's Tommaso. That's Tommaso right now. Tommaso's half a zombie trying to get over to Johnny. I'm sure I just saw the apron move as well. I'm not going to say there's someone under there, but I'm equally going to say that I wouldn't be surprised if there was. But I don't think there is, because now we go over to a graphic for Bel Air and Charlotte Flair. So good that it rhymes. So good that it rhymes. All great matches rhyme. Bel Air versus Flair. All the great matches. Right, we've gone to commercial break. Let's have a look at AEW. We've only got about 50 odd minutes. Like, we're well past the halfway point now. Freshly squeezed on the outside. I'm wondering if Pac is going to come down and do anything. If there's going to be any follow-up to what we saw earlier with Freshly Squeezed. Bunny going over, trying to help the Blade. What's OC doing on the outside? Is he trying to get the support of the crowd? Butcher. What is happening? Oof. Blade. Doing some good tag work. They are splitting the ring up very well. Managed to try and keep an eye on Orange Cassidy. I love the look of the Butcher. I think he looks brilliant. I feel like the Butcher would make a really good singles wrestler. Blade is cool when he comes down with the mask. What makes him the Blade, though? I'd like that explained. Why is he called the Blade? Is he good with knives? I don't know. It would make sense if he is good with knives. But then shouldn't he carry a knife? If he is Blade and he's like really good with knives, where's his knife? Butcher, because the Butcher looks like a butcher, doesn't he? Maybe the Butcher could have one of those aprons, you know, that Bray Wyatt used to have. That'd be cool. Still to come, we got the ladies match. I don't know why we never got the for Yuka. I hope we get it this week. Otherwise, I am writing a very angry letter, let me tell you. AEW has got too many tag matches. Days Hardy tweeted. What did he tweet? Let me know. I thought Gargano was going to pull the mats back and injure Ciampa's neck. I think Ciampa was a little bit out of it, wasn't he? I know that doesn't stop them, but I kind of thought what he did was enough. Got the result he wanted. So, yeah, I thought it was all right. We're still at commercial break with NXT, so, yeah, you're not missing anything there. Over on AEW, this match is okay. It's pretty standard tag affair. I've got to be honest, I haven't seen, like, great Butcher and Blade matches. And this isn't one either. But it's all right. It's nowhere near as good as the Iron Man match we saw at the start of the show. Not really much from Orange Cassidy either at the moment. Let's see what's happening over on NXT. We've got Undisputed Era inside one of the production trucks. So they're laying into Pete Dunne and his stupid name and Matt Riddle and his stupid face. Orange Cassidy getting in the ring, but so is the Bunny. I don't even know what I'm watching here on AEW. Orange Cassidy in there with the Bunny. You can't attack her. He wants a test of strength. Oh, no. Hands in the pockets. I thought he was going to do a test of strength. She stopped the hands in the pockets. She's taken his glasses. She's put the glasses on. I don't know what this is going to lead up to. He can't attack her. Oh, she went for a low blow and he's stopped it. He's grabbed her leg. And he's taken her Bunny's ears. And he's put the Bunny ears on and the crowd are going crazy. And there we go, the hands in the pockets. And do you know what? That's all it needed. And he charges through the ropes like a bull. Like a bull. And talking of bulls, Bronson Reed is coming out on NXT. Big fan of Bronson Reed. Shout out to Rusty Shackleford 360. Thank you for the support, my friend. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Love Bronson Reed. I think he's a big future talent. He looks really cool. He looks like a bad man. That was cool from Orange Cassidy. I think they played that segment well. I was a little bit worried how that was going to go. That was pretty good. Orange Cassidy is gold. Prince Isaac Balor says, freshly squeezed. Is this Bronson Reed versus Killian Dane? Pac. Orange Cassidy! Orange Cassidy has got a match on Saturday against Pac! Pac versus Orange Cassidy added to Revolution! It's happening! We need that GIF. We need the Office GIF right now. Oh my god, it's happening! It's happening! He's ready. Pac, you think is a joke? Joke's on you. He might try. Please. He's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's going to try. He's going to try. He is going to try. Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Is he going to try? Is he going to try? Brilliant. That guy is dressed up as Orange Cassidy. What do they want Tony to do? What do they want him to do? Is it going to be the hug thing? Here we go. Oh, and Tony goes in as well. All three of them hug. All three of them hugging Orange Cassidy. That's the difference with AEW. That kind of like smile on your face. That kind of, you know, just joyous moment. Just a load of people having fun. Having a good time. Just don't, you're not getting that on NXT. Look, you can see all the smiles in the crowd. He's going to be a big star, man. Orange Cassidy is going to be a big star. Orange Cassidy is a big star. I don't know what I'm saying. If Keith Lee is going to lose his title to anyone, it should be Killian or Damon Priest. The weigh-in's still coming. I'd love to see Keith Lee against Bronson Reed, though, in all fairness. Thoughts on NXT going to Universal Studios? Have they announced that? I haven't heard that. That has totally passed me by. If it'd be a big. I don't even know where they would do it. Would they do it? Where would they do it? In the old. Orange Cassidy resting his head on his arm on the head of a kid. Double cross bodies by Dane and Reed. They collide into each other. Vape Ross Vape says Days AEW is killing it tonight. Yeah, they are. I'd say the tag match was a little bit wasn't essential. I mean, for me, they are killing it, but I'm not gonna go crazy and say this is a 10 out of 10 show. I don't think it is, but I do think it's very good. It's very entertaining. I think the Iron Man match, as I said, 4 to 4.25, probably leaning more towards a 4. But yeah, I think it's just fun. It's just fun, isn't it? It's fun. Clothesline by Reed. Reed scoops up, slams Killian Dane. Nice. Side suplex. Who's coming down? Oh, yeah. Have they got her music? Where? Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, they're back! They're back! They're back! Yes! They listen! They listen! That's all we want. That's all we want. Yes! Yuka. Done. Brilliant. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Big Swole. Little bit of Big Swole. Love Big Swole. She's cool, man. Big Swole versus Yuka versus Karushida versus Shana. Shana making her way down. We're still underway with this match on NXT, you know, with big boy Bronson Reed. Whoa! Suplex! Suplex off the top by Killian Dane. Sent on to the back. And another sent on as well. Going for another Killian Dane with another sent on. Going up top. Oh! 1, 2, and he gets it. Dane beats Reed. I mean, I suppose it had to go that way because you can't keep burying Killian Dane. I do feel sorry for him, though. Shida making her way down. Hikaru Shida. She's cool. I really like her. She's got a great look as well. Vader Bomb. Yeah, to win it. So, Killian Dane celebrating all 4 women in the ring on AEW. They're talking about grizzled young veterans. Talking about Unforgotten Son. Oh man, they've got a good roster, but they've also got elements of it that's not very exciting, and Unforgotten Sons just really don't do it for me. And it's up next. Forgotten Sons, Unforgotten Sons. I just wish they would be forgotten again. Not a fan. Not a fan. I like Grizzled Young Veterans. I think they're a great team. Is Vader already in the Hall of Fame? No. Taking it too serious. Don't hate people in the crowd on Raw and SmackDown. It's just boring. I thought the crowd on Monday in Winnipeg were excellent. I thought they were brilliant. Great crowd. They should definitely go to Winnipeg more often. That crowd were really grateful for it. And it really came across. There's been a lot of quiet crowds, you know. Karu, are we going to get a test of strength here? A 3-way test of strength? I think we're getting a 3-way test of strength. Yuka on the outside. Doing Aladdin things. There we go. Look, locking up for a 3-way test of strength. And Yuka's just watching. She might as well sit in the front row. What's she doing? She's coming into the middle. What is she? Oh, okay. Now she's stomping on the legs of the women. Head scissor takedown. Drop kick. Nice. Against the ropes. Nice roll over by Yuka. Against the ropes goes Shanna. Big Swole charges over. Shoulder charge. Down goes Yuka. Big Swole gets kicked a couple of times and thrown to the outside. We are at commercial break. I totally forgot about the Forgotten Sons. Didn't we all? Days Edge and Undertaker return has been revealed. Yeah, well, Undertaker's in Saudi, isn't he? So, massive stream tomorrow. As we said, we are streaming tomorrow. And for Super Showdown, really looking forward to it. Because there's so much that could happen. And Undertaker is there. We don't know if he's going to attack AJ Styles. That's sort of the expected thing. I don't even know if it's expected. I think I'm expecting him to come out and just do a little promo. I'm not sure I'm expecting him to set up for a WrestleMania match, but he might do. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with Goldberg and Fiend. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen and what Bayley and Naomi are going to be wearing. Because, of course, they're in Saudi Arabia, so they've got to be respectful. They've got to be covered up. Bayley tends to be covered up anyway, doesn't she? Naomi doesn't really wear... I don't know. She's got different outfits. But let's see. I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be quite a few things. On the outside, there's a chair set up and Big Swole with a super kick to Shida. Shida definitely felt that. Big Swole throws that chair away. Turns her attention back to the ring. I think she says something to someone in the front row. Kind of staggering around a little bit on the outside. Shanna going through the ropes. Big Swole tries to catch her, but Swole goes down. Yuka is on the top. Comes crashing down. Yeah! Thumbs up by Yuka. We're just looking at the Broserweight things, how they became champion, vignettes. Are they... Right, no, it's grizzled young veterans making their way out. Grizzled young veterans versus the Boring Sons. Oh, it's not Unforgotten, is it? They are forgotten. Nice jackets. America's Forgotten Sons. He's good promo. He calls the NXT universe rats. USA chant from the crowd. Redneck white trash. We've still got Charlotte Flair, Bianca Bel Air coming, haven't we? And we've still got the weigh-in for Jericho and Moxley. Here come the Forgotten Sons. And their opponents. Boring. Ooh, suplex by Shida. She suplexes Shanna into Yuka, who was in the corner. Street Profits need to win at Super Showdown because they have been in comedy promos backstage. They were just washed up talent, meaning they came for NXT when they were doing great, and on Raw they're wasted. I don't know if they need to win tomorrow. I think they could do with a really good performance, but I think that they've got the crowd on their side. I think they do a great job of going into the crowd. That was great by Big Swole, by the way. She just went high with a kick, and Shanna ducked underneath. She then went down at the legs. Shanna jumped over, and then she managed to get a kick off in the end, and it looked really good. Really fast-paced action. I think it was a kick to the midsection by Big Swole. It's a spot that I've seen her do before. She does it really well. So Big Swole in there with Shanna. Shida up top with a missile drop kick. Takes out Big Swole. Going for the cover, and Yuka. No, making the save. Yeah, so I feel like Street Profits, when they jump into the crowd, I think they look really cool. Their matches are good. Montez Ford on Raw looked incredible. Montez Ford. I think he's got a real bright future ahead of him, so I get what you're saying. I think they were better down in NXT. I think they have been used in some bad backstage things on Raw. But they're all right. They're all right. Right, we've got another multi-man. Eric says, Days, you should be a colour commentator. Yeah, I appreciate that, dude. That's really kind. I try to... constantly in my head, I know that a lot of you are watching this, but in my head, I'm always thinking about those people that aren't able to watch. So, I constantly talk about what's happening, mainly to those people, because I know you guys, or a good chunk of you, are watching and can see the action. But in my mind, I'm always thinking about people that are at work that maybe don't have access, so I appreciate the kind words, dude. Yuka with a big splash, lands on Swole. Shida grabs her, picks her up, slams her down on Swole. It's a bad day to be Swole. And over on NXT, Grizzled young veterans are in control. Lovely knee strike by Shida, who rolls up. Big Swole gets the pin. Shida with the win. Hikaru Shida. Shame that Big Swole had to take the pin there. I don't know why they've had Big Swole take the pin. Not that it really matters, but Shida wins. That's cool. So, does she now go on to face Nyla Rose? It was a nice knee strike, and it was a great pin as well. She really rolled up Big Swole. All the teases only for an Ali return is very disappointing. Well, we still don't know. It could be... Could be CM Punk. AEW Unrestricted. A new podcast. Shop AEW. What have they got? Oh, you can get an Orange Cassidy shirt. I definitely want one of those. I love AEW. 20% goes to charity. Goes to America Heart Monthly. That's cool. Wear what? The stars of... You can get an MJF scarf. Here we go. Here we go. So, Dark Order are going to show SCU their true might. Christopher Daniels, you will now find out that you are obsolete. When do we find out who the Exalted One is? When is that coming? See, they've still got lots of stories that are just bubbling away, aren't they? You know, they're very clever. It's very good booking. It is very good booking. You are now obsolete. Evil Uno just said that. He did. I'm really grateful for the commentary as I'm unable to watch AEW. Shout out to you, Dave. It's Matt Hardy. Days, if the teasers are Matt or Jeff. Well, there's teasers everywhere now, isn't there? You know, you got glitches on SmackDown. You've got this Exalted One on AEW. So, yeah, my approach to it is just sit back, enjoy the ride, enjoy the ride. Days, do you think the Exalted One debuts at Revolution? There's a good chance, but they've got a lot of TV time to fill as well, so it wouldn't surprise me if they made a statement like the Exalted One is coming this Wednesday, or do you know what I mean? Something like that, to get you to tune in to next week's AEW. It would make perfect sense. So, yeah, I don't think you need to have all the answers. I mean, I'm amazed that they're giving you Orange Cassidy on Saturday. Like, his first match. I mean, there must be some numbers that suggest that it needed it. I don't know why they would feel the need to put Orange Cassidy on that show in his first match. I feel like that show's got more than enough already. I might have saved it. I might have saved Orange Cassidy's first match, teased it in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy versus Pac. You know, you're going to get people tuning in for that. But hey, who am I to complain? That's their problem, innit? They've clearly got it all mapped out and planned out, and maybe they feel confident that they know what they're doing for the next couple of months. Perhaps it's all planned out. We are at commercial break on both shows. I've said before, this is a Wednesday. We do like to stick around after. I always try to stick around a bit after. I tried to stick around for about half an hour. We stuck around for 15 minutes last week. Of course, there was the big announcement about the AEW figures, which was huge this time last week. So, yeah, I went off to kind of do that video. But, yeah, right now I think we'll be sticking around. And just having a little chat after, answering questions, having a little conversation about, who do we think the Exalted One is? What do we think's going to happen at Super Showdown? What do we think's going to happen at Revolution? Whatever it is you want to talk about, we can cover it as soon as the show finishes. So we've got about 25 minutes. Both shows are at commercial, but NXT is about to come back. And we should be coming back to, I would guess, the Queen. I would guess once this match finishes between the Forgotten Sons. Here we go. AEW are back as well. Days, how does it feel to know that you are entering the Elimination Chamber for a chance to face Fiend or Goldberg for the Universal title? There is no way I would be doing that. We got a little sit-down interview with Hangman and Omega and the Young Bucks with JR. Young Bucks saying that they didn't imagine. Hangman's already got a little drink on the go. Young Bucks saying, Matt saying that when he thought about the best tag teams, he thought that they would be at the top. He didn't expect it to be Hangman and Omega. It's really good. Why haven't you been the tag champs yet? Kenny says that the Young Bucks are the best. They'll always be the best. This is our chance to be like the Young Bucks. Look at Hangman. Hangman's like... Hangman says, yeah, this was all an accident. Days ends the Fiend streak. Days, have you ever thought of starting to wrestle? No, because I'm allergic to pain. Me and pain don't get on. So I'm quite here to sit and chat. Matt says you really had to bring a drink to the interview. No match on the card has got competitors that know each other. I mean, this could be incredible. This could really be the match of the year. They're saying not only do they know our moves, they know everything about me. They know my children. They know my wife. They're our best friends. Says you're going to see the competitive Young Bucks on Saturday. Do you know what's really interesting? I don't watch Being the Elite, and I do feel like AEW has been so much about the women's division, about Rio, about Marko Stunt, about just all of the things that people have criticised, yeah? Myself included. It's kind of nice to just see the Elite sitting there and be reminded that they are the foundation of this. You know it already because you know they're executive vice presidents and all of this. You know that, yeah? And they're all over the shows and everything, but when you actually take everything else away and you just sat here seeing Omega, Hangman, Young Bucks, and you think this company's kind of built by them, built around them, you do go, yeah, this is cool. Hangman getting a bit animated here. Hangman says, my glass is empty, so I'm out. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. I really enjoyed that promo. Take away everything else. Take away all the noise. Take away everything. And just having the Elite sitting down and talking. Maybe as they do on Being the Elite. I'm not sure. It's good. Grizzled! Young veterans with the win. This tag match will be pretty good. Can't believe that. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Insane. Gibson getting tagged in. Went for a clothesline. Moved out the way. Nice tag team work. Grizzled Young Veterans picking up the win. So surely now that means it's got to be Charlotte versus Bianca Bel Air now. They're just running through the Revolution card on AEW. Tegan Knox. So, steel cage match next week. She says that she's still feeling the effects of a table. We've got the scales in the ring for the weigh-in. She says next week she's going to end it in the cage. There's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair. In a changing room, getting ready to go. Main event next. Couple of ladies coming down on AEW. What's happening here? Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello. Hello, ladies. What have they got to do with anything? Why are they here? I suppose you do often have ladies in the background for these kind of things, don't you? Tony, look at Tony. Nice to meet you. Hello. Yes, nice to meet you. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Right. You're probably not seeing this because you're probably at commercial break, but the two ladies that are just standing in the background just got a little entrance. They're not giving Charlotte and Bianca a great amount of time here, are they? I'm a little disappointed by that. Would have liked for them to have had a little bit longer. They're only, by the time we go back from the break, unless they're going to overrun. Okay, we're still waiting. I think both shows commercial break. It's basically Wednesday. It's not Wednesday night wrestling. It's Wednesday night adverts. They are weighing in. Why do people hate Charlotte but love Tessa? I don't think they do. Tony Khan's way of telling Jericho to lose weight. Dazed. Do they do Walter Balor in Tampa or Ireland? I would think Ireland, to be honest. I would think Ireland. I don't think that... You've got to put Balor on that card, haven't you? Gary Michael Competa. A weigh-in? Yeah, but you know it's going to... You know that it's not going to just be a weigh-in, is it? There's a 5-minute overrun. Thank you, Quinn81. Appreciate it, dude. Matt Hardy tweeted again with strange words. We dislike both Charlotte and Tessa. That's why Finn's going to the NXT UK taping in Coventry. Makes sense. Makes sense. I forgot that they'd announced takeover for Ireland. Can't remember when it is. From Cincinnati, Ohio, Jon Moxley. They're showing the entranceway. Is he going to come out the entrance? Never comes out the entrance. He's still got the eye patch on. He's full of attitude and he's ready. Jon Moxley walks out into the arena. He's, again, still with that eye patch. We saw on New Japan that he doesn't need it. Steel cage match next week between Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong. Moments ago, what happened? Damian Priest. So they're asking Damian Priest why he attacked Dominik Dijakovic. He says he's just in the way. Oh, well, there we go. Hello, Flame Singer. Hope you are well. Bianca Bel Air making her entrance. So Moxley is in the ring. Neither you at all. This is huge, isn't it? I mean, if you think about, like, when Asuka faced Mickie James, that was big. And they did that at a takeover. They, like, brought back an old legend for Asuka to face. And now, here we are. Look, fast forward, it's just a random Wednesday night. And we're getting Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Bel Air on NXT. It's really cool. That is really cool. Bel Air asking Charlotte to come down. Bel Air has got to win this. Surely. Surely. And how great is it to hear Charlotte's music? Dun, dun. Lots of smoke. Lasers. And there she is. With a lovely robe. I'm surprised there's nothing on the screen behind her, but it's got raw graphics. Looks cool. So, Charlotte making her way down. So is Jericho. This woman main evented WrestleMania last year. And here she is. Back in NXT. Boos for Charlotte. Look at Kyle. Look at Kyle. He's cool, man. He properly gets into it. Charlotte getting into the ring then. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening on AEW? Hold on, you weird little man.
Listen, I know you're an announcing legend. By judging by your technique, it's no wonder that WCW went out of business.
Good lines from Jericho.
Because in the Champion's world, the Painmaker always goes last, man.
He says the Painmaker goes last. So he wants Moxley to go first.
My apologies. Let's start with the challenger. Stepping on the scale, Jon Moxley.
Okay, so Moxley is about to weigh in. And over on NXT, they're locking up Bianca Bel Air and Charlotte Flair. We are underway. Moxley. I think there's dueling champs on NXT. Do they know there's no weight limit? Yeah, they just want to know.
And the official weight for Jon Moxley is 234 pounds.
234 pounds, Jon Moxley. That's about the same as Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was 231. I like that from Taz. Taz straight away is like, he could carry more weight than that, but it's good to be at that weight. What do you think Jericho's going to clock in at?
It's on a scale. Jericho with that title belt is going to weigh about 320. You think he cares, Taz? No, he doesn't care.
Thanks, C. Right, we got a headlock by Charlotte on Bianca Bel Air in the center of the ring. The problem with this is that I know that's going to be a great match, and that definitely is something I wanted to be watching, but you just don't know what Jericho's going to be doing. In the corner, Bel Air flips over, goes to the other side, flips over. Oh, Bel Air bringing a few new flips into her arsenal, and a kip up as well. Nice. That is great from Bel Air. Lots of taunting going on by Bel Air. Shoulder charge by Bel Air. Bel Air slams down Charlotte. EST chant by the NXT crowd. This is great. Jericho milking it over on AEW. Chops coming in by Charlotte. Woo! I don't know what the crowd are chanting. They're doing this chopping thing. Is there a lot of Tatanka fans in the crowd? Is that what's happening? I think there's a lot of Tatanka fans in the crowd. I think they're all hoping that the Native American is going to make her way down to the ring. Down, 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 boom, boom. It's probably not. It's probably got something to do with the sports team, but... Right, he still hasn't weighed himself. The way he's taking his jacket off. Dun, 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 dun. EST. Here we go. He's about to stand on, but again, the crowd are chanting stuff. He gets right into the face of Moxley. We are at commercial break, and a brawl. A brawl. Oh, Moxley down in a circle, jumping all over him. They have got jackets. The back of the jackets do say Painmaker Posse. Ooh, Jericho's busted. There's blood. There's blood here. What is this Painmaker Posse thing about? So, he might be going into Saturday night with a broken nose. Dustin's coming down. Dustin's coming down. Of course, Dustin's going to be having a match with Jake Hager. He goes right after Hager. And Dustin, here we go. This is going into an all-out brawl now. All-out brawl. We got Dustin with Hager in the crowd. We got Moxley and Jericho brawling in the ring. Really good show. This has been a really good show. Big strike by Dustin Rhodes. We're gone. They're fighting out. Big strikes coming in by Bel Air. Bel Air hurling Charlotte into a ring post. Stay away from the Dippin' Dots! For the love of God! Not the Dippin' Dots! Into the wall goes Dustin Rhodes. Domino's sign. Man, it makes me... No! Not the Dippin' Dots! That is heat. Oh! He just dipped his dot. And still trying to beat up on Moxley. I think someone else is coming down. Darby Allin. Darby Allin didn't skate down. He came running down. He's got that skateboard. Sammy Guevara's got it in his hands. Guevara's he's gonna smash him with it. Oh, he does on the head. And it broke. Oh, I hope that wasn't his only skateboard. Up by Bel Air. Bel Air hurling Charlotte into the corner. Oh, face first. Charlotte went hard down. In the ring right now, it's Jericho and Moxley. And they're going at it. Champion and challenger one. Oh, just a 1 count for Bel Air. Looking for a paradigm shift, and that's a low blow. Judas effect by Jericho and Moxley down. Blood all over the face of Jericho. Lots of blood on the face of Jericho. Tell you what, it's been so much that's happened tonight. It's been absolutely action-packed. Ah! Face first onto the scales. Madness, madness. Jericho's going to stand tall with the title. I think we can say that AEW is done. Charlotte and Bel Air, that needs our attention now. Lovely stretch by Charlotte. Get your scores in for AEW. I'm saying that that was a really good show. I could be tempted to go to 9. I think it was really good. I think it was a really good show. I just think things like Butcher and Blade and Best Friends just didn't hit home for me. Handspring moonsault by Bel Air. But fantastic show from AEW. That's one of the best go-home shows I've ever seen. They actually added some final matches. They put Orange Cassidy and Pac on in a big surprise, you know. Normally they just put finishing touches. I wasn't expecting any surprises. To add Orange Cassidy is a surprise. Bel Air has got Flair up. Flair lands on her feet. Back elbow by Flair. She's calling for Bel Air to come over again. Throws Bel Air into the corner. Walks over Bel Air. So we've probably got about 5 minutes or so. Charlotte up top with the moonsault. Bel Air gets her feet up, but Charlotte grabs and turns. Oh, look at that! It's like a waltz. She's got the walls of Jericho. No way! That is horrific! But she managed to, like, flip through. 1, 2. Kick out by Bel Air. Look at that submission hold. Look at that! Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Charlotte. Charlotte picking up Bel Air, looking for a sit-down powerbomb. Gets it! 1, 2. Kick out by Bel Air. But Charlotte doing some fantastic work. She was like trying to break Bel Air in half. Brilliant. Bel Air backing away. Goes for a drop kick and drop kick Charlotte out of the ring. Bel Air goes right out after her. And the thing about Bel Air, she is not going to tire. You are not going to blow her up. She is going to just keep going. She's got cardio for days. Throws Charlotte back into the ring. Club to the back by Bel Air. Bel Air going up top. Losing the balance a little bit. No one home. Has to roll through. Charlotte gets out the way. Spear. Needed a little more snap in that spear. That's better from Charlotte, who delivers a spear of her own. 1, 2. Flair gets it. Flair gets it. Flair beats Bel Air clean. There's no grounds for Bel Air to get into that WrestleMania match now, unless she wants to attack Charlotte. I think that's it. Conversation's done. She's getting a chair, and she's going to start beating up Bel Air. But, of course, Rhea's going to come down. We go, Rhea Ripley's... Oh! Rhea's not racing down. Rhea's not racing down to help Bel Air. Rhea's just watching. Rhea's just watching. Look, she... Wow, Rhea is not in a rush. That's amazing. Rhea Ripley watched. She watched as Flair used the chair and applied a figure 8. And, alright, Rhea manages to chase Charlotte out of the ring, but I don't know, there's going to be questions there. There's going to be big questions there as to why Rhea didn't quickly come down, why she didn't help Bianca Bel Air there. She can argue that she did chase Charlotte away. She could have done more. Interesting. I'm going to say that NXT was Well, look, 6.5 is average. I think this was better than average. I thought that the Walter thing was cool. I think it's not every week you have Charlotte Flair on. I'm gonna say that this is a 7.25. 7.25. I think there's again real daylight between the two shows. I think there's real, genuine, easy to see daylight between the two shows. 9.75 for AEW, NXT 9.67. AEW 8.25, NXT 8.25. Jaden says NXT was the better show. Jay says 7.5 for AEW, but an 8 for NXT. But Joe says AEW was a 9, NXT was a 7. NXT 9, AEW 8.5 says Sean Rousset, but LSW says NXT is a 7.5. Toy Bandit said NXT is a 6. Jonathan says NXT is a 5.3. Jalen says, I think NXT was the slightly better show. Good night, LSW. Thank you for joining us. We're actually going to stick around for a little bit. We're going to stick around for about 20 minutes or so. Just to kind of answer questions, get people's thoughts about the shows, and basically answer any questions or have any conversations that people want to have. NXT was better since AEW had a dumb weigh-in to close out the show. Well, boxing has weigh-ins, UFC has weigh-ins. I haven't got a problem with weigh-ins, to be honest. I understand that you could argue that there's no need for a weigh-in when it comes to this. You know, you're not going to miss weight when it comes to wrestling. So they could have done a contract signing, but I do understand that AEW maybe wanted to do something different to a contract signing. I kind of respect that. I kind of respect the fact that they want to do something a little bit different. What else can you do? I don't know. They've gone with a weigh-in. I do understand that a weigh-in doesn't make a great deal of sense because, as we said, there's not the weight classes. But saying that, the heavyweights have to weigh in. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder both had to weigh in, and they could weigh anything in boxing. They did. I mean, Fury weighed 273. Deontay was 231. So, I ain't got a problem with it. It's all right. 9 views till we can upload a toy hunt. Oh, amazing. There we go, guys. 9 views needed on that interview. If you didn't see earlier, I was fortunate enough to do a little sit-down interview with This Is the NWA podcast. Really like those guys. They're like an up-and-coming channel that's all about the NWA. They've done over 900 videos now. So, yeah, they're cool, man. And they're really cool guys as well. So I did a little sit-down interview with them. And that video is the biggest video on their channel now, which is incredible. I really mean it when I say, like, how honoured I kind of feel by that, how humbled I feel by that, because they've interviewed, like, NWA stars. They've interviewed people, like wrestlers and things. So that interview with myself being the biggest video on their channel is honestly mind-blowing. But it got to the point where it's almost at 1,000 views, and they've never had 1,000 views on a video. And so, yeah, I really wanted to help it get there. And I don't want to drop this toy hunt until... Because I know once the toy hunt drops, that's, you know, all the focus will be on that, and rightfully so. You know, it's been since November since we did a toy hunt, so I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for that. So, yeah, I'm trying to get that interview to 1,000. Then that's it. I can then focus on the toy hunt. Because at the moment, one of the first videos you'll see on the Wrestling Days channel is that interview. Obviously, I'll have to take it off and all that when the toy hunt drops. So, apparently, 9 views away. Days, Bianca will attack Charlotte on Raw. The problem is that I don't necessarily want to see it now, to be honest. Bianca is a great talent. She's got a bright future. She was someone that, deserved to be at WrestleMania. We didn't know. We thought there might be a draw at TakeOver. There wasn't, right? She lost clean to Rhea. Then we thought, okay, well, there's still a way in here because she's got to face Charlotte, or something will happen there because Charlotte attacked her. And then, lo and behold, tonight, Charlotte versus Bianca. Amazing, right? This is how you get Bianca into that match. And then she's just lost clean. So I've got no desire now to put Bianca in that match. Yes, she's a great talent, but she's lost to Rhea. She's lost to Charlotte. She does not deserve, storyline-wise, she's a brilliant superstar. I'm not talking about her abilities. I'm talking about in the storyline, she doesn't deserve WrestleMania. And you can't get to WrestleMania because you're going to attack someone. I'm not into that. I understand that Charlotte was added to the main event because Vince added her last year and she didn't earn it. But she was a heel, and that was all part of being a heel. Being inserted into something that, the fans didn't want her in it. She didn't care. And she got added to it by Vince. But Bianca's not a heel. I think they've dropped the ball with it. I really think they can do it. They can add her at any point they want, but what's the point? I don't care now. Dave in Real Life says, we just want the toy hunt! Callin Corner. Well, we have to give Jesse Callin some time off, don't we? You can't have Callin Corner every single stream. Callin Corner is cancelled. Although she is around, I didn't think she was here. But hello, how are you doing? If the Fiend loses, it should be a last man standing match. Yeah, well, I mean, hello, Days. Love so much from Riyadh. Saying hi to you. I am on my way to Super Showdown. Wow, Floors, have a great time. I think we're just about to speak on the subject of Super Showdown. Very excited for the show. We are doing the watch along for it. Fiend Goldberg, I think, should be straightforward win for the Fiend. I still don't think Goldberg's winning. I've never felt that Goldberg's winning. I know the changes to WrestleMania has maybe, got people thinking, perhaps Vince will want to put the title on him. I think that's only going to help Super Showdown. It's only going to help the Fiend. It's only going to help the interest in that match. So I'm on board with it. It's all just building up, isn't it, for that match? But to be honest, I really do think that it should be a straightforward win for the Fiend. No, Days, Bianca is Adam Cole level heel. She's heel, but she gets cheered. What has she done that's heelish? She was on the face team, wasn't she, at War Games? And I haven't seen anything heelish from her. I've not seen her sneak attacking or anything like that. If you think about Adam Cole, he comes running down and starts beating up people with the Undisputed Era. He is a heel. What has Bel Air done? I know she's been a heel in the past. But wasn't she on, the face team? Wasn't she on Rhea Rip? Actually, now I've said that, I don't know. What team was she on at War Games? What team was she on? It was Io. Shayna. Was Bel Air on the heel team? I honestly can't think of anything that she's done to make her a heel. Honestly, I just don't want her in the match now anyway. I don't want her in that WrestleMania match because she doesn't deserve a place there. And going into it, he's not going to win her over with the fans, surely. I don't know. I'm just thinking now, if Bel Air was to attack Charlotte, would the fans love it? Part of me thinks they would, because there's a large part of the audience that don't like Charlotte because Charlotte's a heel. So would fans really enjoy seeing Bel Air attack Charlotte and then she gets into the match that way? Gotta be honest though, I wouldn't be a fan of that. That's not how you get into the match, you know? Daniel Bryan got into the match at WrestleMania 30 by earning it, you know? He had to beat Triple H earlier in the night to get into the main event. He had to earn his way into that main event. They put up barrier after barrier after barrier. He wasn't losing clean as he was going towards WrestleMania 30. You know, I just don't get it. I don't understand. Weird booking. Alex says, both shows are a 0 for me, as I haven't watched them yet. How did you feel when AEW got announced? I personally got extremely down, so I seriously thought WWE would go, but I'm happy with it now. No, at no point have I thought WWE would go. They are so big. It's going to take AEW years and years to even get close. If you think that people are so used to tuning in to wrestling on a Monday just for Raw. I mean, Raw has been awful, but still it gets over 2 million views. It's awful, and it gets over 2 million views because people are so used to watching it. Monday Night Wrestling on a Monday night, the Monday Night Wars, all that kind of stuff, you know? Raw, it's been in that same time slot and everything since the early 90s. So WWE are at the point now where they are wrestling, you know? We saw Drake had a couple of belts, didn't he? He had like a WWE belt. He wasn't carrying around an AEW belt. He was carrying a WWE belt. It's all those kind of little things, you know. It's gonna take AEW years to get that kind of recognition. It's gonna for that kind of brand awareness. Just for non-wrestling fans to even know that they exist, it's gonna take years and years of work putting on a good product. When it got announced, I was excited because I thought that Omega, Young Bucks, you know, they're going to bring what they've been doing in New Japan over to America. And I've got to be honest, it's been a different show than what I was expecting. It's got more comedy than what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the likes of Marko Stunt. Wasn't expecting the likes of Sonny Kiss and Rio, and you know, there's elements that I really wasn't expecting to see. I think I was expecting it to be more like New Japan, but they are hitting their stride now. They're doing some really good stuff now. So I think where they are now is really good. So no, I never thought WWE would go out of fashion or anything. Well, they're already out of fashion, but be in trouble. I think it's been good. I was excited when it was announced. Big spoiler, an Undisputed Era segment was pre-taped because Cole is in Saudi Arabia. According to Fightful, Velveteen Dream is going to get called up post-Mania. I think that makes sense. I think the Dream has done pretty much everything he can do in NXT. So I think calling him up to Raw would make a lot of sense. I honestly think a nice shuffle, a big shuffle, would be really good for all of the brands after WrestleMania. Do you imagine if a good chunk of talent got moved to NXT? What about the likes of EC3 that's just not doing anything? What about the likes of Cesaro that just never seems to get anywhere on the main roster? What if you take Undisputed Era away? What if you take Velveteen Dream away? What if you get like Daniel Bryan down in NXT? Not loads. I'm not looking at moving loads. I've always said I felt they should have, 2 or 3 big names. I feel like they've got Finn Balor with that name recognition, but don't know if they've got anyone else. I don't know if the casual fans are aware of Tommaso Ciampa. If the casual fans know of Johnny Gargano. I don't know what the casual fans out there are aware of. Whatever it is, it's not bringing in the ratings the same as AEW. I feel like Jericho is playing a big part in that. So is Cody, bringing a bit of name recognition there. So, yeah, I feel like a little bit of movement after would make sense. And if it means that you've got to replace a Cesaro with a Velveteen Dream, then so be it. Can't wait for Super Showdown tomorrow, says Eric. Shout out to you, dude. AEW will have to get more WWE talent to compete, and it can't just be the cast-offs. It's a really good point, Charles. It's a really good point. I think over time they'll be able to not have to rely on WWE talent. I think, as talent kind of comes through. We've seen that with the likes of MJF. That was a good pickup for them. And I think there'll be, obviously, other talent that comes through. So, I think in time they can do all right. But in the short term, they could probably do with another Moxley. I mean, that's a big name, isn't it? It's Dean Ambrose. They've basically got Dean Ambrose and Jericho and Cody, and NXT just don't have the names to compete with that. That's my feeling anyway. They've got the talent, but I don't think they've got the names. Be very, very interested to see what this week's rating's like with Charlotte actually having a match. What does Charlotte being on the show having a match do to the ratings? I got a sneaky suspicion that AEW wins again, Put the toy hunt up like you promised. I said I would once it got to the 1,000 views for the interview. Is it there? It's got 1,000 likes. 1,000 views. If it's at 1,000 views, I'll put it up. Daisy said earlier when the video gets to 1,000. All right, a minute ago it was 9 views away. Let me have a look. Literally about 10 minutes ago it needed 9 views. If you're telling me it's there, I'll do it. I'll do it right now on stream for you as well. Let me double check. Not that I don't believe you. I do believe you. But I'm definitely checking. Well done, everyone. Well done, everyone. You did it. You're the best around. Well done. Okay. Look, I'm a man of my word. Never before have I ever put a toy hunt, made it available at like 3:20 in the morning. Like, from a YouTube perspective, it's a really stupid thing to do because all the kids here in the UK, everyone in the UK are asleep right now. So it's a really stupid time to be uploading a toy hunt. But I'm a man of my word. It's done. It is now available for you to watch and enjoy. Let me tweak. I've got to do some tweakage. Let me do some tweakage. I've got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And then I will go and, if you want to watch Toy Hunt, check it out. Check it out. If you think that you will enjoy that Toy Hunt, then check it out. I will get back to your questions in a second. I did not expect to be uploading a Toy Hunt at 25 minutes past 3. Here we are. This is the life we live. Okay, cool. Right, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. C Wrestling says, I'm awake, I think. Are we? Are any of us awake? Days the Fiend will win versus Goldberg. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler, says John Elite. Charles says, it's obvious that WWE isn't trying to win a ratings war. I agree that Charlotte will affect ratings. Let's look what happened during Survivor Series. Good point. Yeah, boy Yoshi says, damn, it's 3 over there. Yeah. 25 minutes past 3. Days the Exalted One will be revealed at Revolution. Ooh, looking forward to it. Hardy and Harper can't appear until Sunday, so it can't be them. Wow, Brent, that's amazing info. Thank you. Hardy and Harper can't appear until Sunday, so it can't be them. Do we know, has there been an announcement that the Exalted One is being shown on Saturday? We know that to be absolutely true, do we? I haven't seen that announced. But that's big news if so. The Toy Hunt is up. Let's give it a like and a thank you to Dave for helping out. This is the NWA podcast. Appreciate the support, Dave. Really do. 5 in the morning now. Shout out to you, Wrestling Days fam. AEW this week. Thought it was absolutely brilliant. Really great show. The Iron Man match is, I think, the best singles Omega match I've seen in AEW. I don't know if it's his best match overall. I really enjoyed when they won the titles, when it was Hangman Page and Omega against SCU. I thought that was a really good match. I really enjoyed that. So I can't say it's his best match. I'm feeling around a 4 to 4.25 star rating for the Iron Man match. Thought it was really, really good. Really like Orange. I can't believe that Orange Cassidy announcement. That has absolutely blown my mind. Absolutely blown my mind. So Orange Cassidy has going to be taking on Pac. That's a weird first match as well, because you wouldn't want Orange Cassidy to lose that, but surely he's gonna lose that. Like, he's in there against Pac, so I don't know. It's a little strange, but yeah, I can't figure out how that's gonna go. Sunday is March the 1st. Saturday, Hardy and Harper are free to appear. Pay-per-view is Saturday. Yeah, makes sense, dude. Makes sense. Dude, bro. Days, what do you think if The Fiend goes to NXT? Would that be ratings for NXT? It would. I don't know. I think that Wednesday is, it would. And the problem is, it's not really NXT, though. I don't know. NXT, I feel, has got to change a little. Just a little. NXT has been very, very serious. And I just can't see the funhouse on NXT. I mean, in all fairness, I can't see Matt Hardy's Broken Woken universe on NXT either. They've not really done stuff along those lines, but I think they've got to embrace it. The storytelling and all the different aspects that AEW use, it's not being reflected by NXT. Now, I suppose there's an argument about, offering something different and being something a little different. They're kind of very similar but different. They're both wrestling shows. They're both, at the end of the day, put on great matches. But a lot of the surrounding stuff is very different, Just the way they do their interviews, the way they use vignettes, the way they use comedy. They're very different. And there's no denying that AEW is the better show, and well, I say no denying. For me, it's the better show at the moment. And it is the more popular show at the moment. So, I don't know. Fiend on NXT would be huge for NXT. And it'd be interesting to see how they presented him. Personally, I'd love it if Triple H was booking and working with The Fiend. I kind of really feel like Triple H would give Bray a lot of freedoms. I think they could come up with some really cool stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool. It would be cool. Matt's contract expires on March 1st. He doesn't have a 6-month no-compete clause, so March 4th could be his first AEW appearances, unless he's got a let-out early deal. I'm going to be honest, I think Matt goes to NXT. I think that... I think there's been a lot of teasing that he's going to go to AEW. I don't know where he is with his contract negotiations, but I think that he will end up going there. I think that this can't be a coincidence that they've now offered him this deal at the dying moments, So I could see NXT being a place for Matt Hardy. We've said that they could do with a name like that, I think it'd be cool. Have you noticed that most, if not all, AEW matches never start with a collar and elbow tie-up? I haven't noticed that, no, but that's a really good shout, and something that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to keeping an eye out for on Saturday. Should say, ask Days for a whisper in, but the dumb thing deleted his name. Days, will I ever be happy again? Yes, you will. You will, Imtiaz. I reckon they'll reveal the Exalted One next week on Dynamite. I could see that. I don't think there's a rush to Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the exalted one, says Butter Spy. Oh! Yes. Team CB says, Days, when did you drop the toy hunt? I'm a man of my word. I said I'd do it as soon as it got to 1,000 views. I was told it was 9 away. And then I was told, why haven't you uploaded it? Because it got to the 1,000. So thank you, everyone. I genuinely really mean it. I really, really appreciate it. I'm a man of my word. It's a rubbish time. It's such a rubbish time to put a toy hunt up. Normally, you'd put a toy hunt up around about 9 in the UK. It's kind of as kids are thinking about going to bed, but they're still up in the UK. It's about 4 o'clock in America. It's a nice time. Around about, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the UK. Not 3:30 in the morning. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to that video, but whatever. Man of my word. Days, would you ever consider trying out for NXT? No. What, as? An audience member. Days, you're supposed to read the comment that was before when I was asking for a whispering. Well, whispering Jesse Gallin. There you go. Community post it tomorrow. Yeah, I might have to do something like that. I don't know. The problem is, again, tomorrow we've got Super Showdown. So look, to be honest, when it comes to the toy hunt, I'm happy that I've done one and it's out there for people that want to see it, and I just hope that people find it. And if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't do anything. It's been long enough, There's been a lot of people asking for it, so I'm just happy it's out there. Team CB says the Banana Man Days. You should go as him. Yes. NXT robbed us of Shotzi's tank entrance. She went against a returning Aliyah in a dark match. Days, I'm going to go to SmackDown on Friday, and I'm going to see John Cena. I forgot he was on SmackDown. Oh, man. So, we've had a massive night tonight. So much has happened tonight. Huge. And then tomorrow, we've got Super Showdown. Friday, we got John Cena. And who knows what's going to happen there. And then Saturday, we've got that massive Revolution show. Days, can you sing a song for us? Tomorrow. I'll do it on the Super Showdown stream. How about that? Easy peasy! Do you like Becky or Shayna? Who do you want to win? I'm a Shayna fan. I think Becky's cool. I ain't got nothing against Becky. Just prefer Shayna, honestly. I just prefer Shayna. I think that Shayna is really good in the ring. I think she's maybe not as good promo wise, but I think she's legit. She looks really cool, She's part of the Horsewomen. She's got the connections to Ronda. This could be part of a bigger storyline. Do I really want to see Becky beating Shayna? Kind of burying a bit of a young talent? Well, I suppose not burying. I suppose Shayna losing isn't the burial of Shayna, but don't know. I'd want to see Shayna winning, to be honest. I don't see what Becky gains by winning. She's already got a long title reign. I love long title reigns. She's already done that. I think give Shayna something to gloat about. I think Cena may face Killer Cross. Wow, Killer Cross apparently is going to NXT. That's something that was announced tonight, apparently, dude. So, that would be cool. That's a good shout. Cena versus Killer Cross. Just because he's going to NXT doesn't mean he can't appear on SmackDown. Don't know. They said they had big plans for him, didn't they? What time does Super Showdown actually start? It starts at 5 in the UK, so that's 12 midday Eastern. So lunchtime in America, 5 here in the UK. We will start at around 3:30 or 10:30. Because we've got obviously the kickoff show, but I haven't really done any predictions or anything like that. So I think we'll spend half an hour. There's bound to be some more rumours that we need to just box off before we start. So half an hour where we can sit and talk. Then we'll do the hour kickoff show. Then we'll go straight into the event. Days, are you streaming the right that was on last Saturday? Are you streaming the right that was on last Saturday? Are you streaming the right that was on last Saturday? The fight that was... Ah, dude! Totally now just get what you meant. Yeah, I am definitely thinking of streaming Wilder versus Fury. Yeah, there's lots of rumours going around. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think I will be streaming the I think I am going to be streaming that fight, yes. That was a bit of like a Statlander moment. Bop. I feel like I just got bopped on the nose. You know, where you're just like a bit confused and you don't understand, and before you know it, you've been bopped on the nose. I feel like that's what C Wrestling just did to me. How about 2 hours of a John Cena open challenge? That would be good. Cena comes back, open challenge. Killer Cross comes out. That would be cool. That would be cool. And then he wins, and then Fiend attacks. That would be cool. Shayna can put fear in the title, which is desperately needed. I saw some criticism, actually, of Becky and the fact that she walked down to the ring on Raw. I didn't mind that. I actually thought that her walking down kind of showed that she does things on her time. You know, I saw criticism that Shayna was in the ring. Becky had been bitten by her the week before. She should be desperate to get to Shayna. So I do understand the argument that she should have come bolting down, you know? Pelting it down, trying to get her hands on her. But I kind of like the fact that Becky, she's had a little bit of time. She wants to strike when the moment is right. Obviously, they played her music, so, you know, she's not going to be able to do a sneak attack if her entrance music plays. So, you know, they played the music. She came walking down. She was like, you know, I'm going to come down. Yeah, you know, we'll brawl. I want to get my hands on you. But I kind of got the vibe that wasn't the attack. That's not the moment that she's getting her comeback. I kind of got more the impression that Raw is her show, and she does things on her time. I liked it. I just saw on Twitter a bit of criticism of that, but I thought it was all right. I didn't have an issue with it. If Matt Hardy does go to NXT, he needs to lead the Forgotten Sons. That might be a good shout, actually, Bama. That might be a good shout. I'll be making lunch for the old guy around that time, but hopefully that means that he's asleep. Well, depends what you put in the lunch, doesn't it? You know, some of them sleeping pills. Don't do that. Do not put sleeping pills in the old man's lunch just so that you can watch Super Showdown, right? Because if you do that, I think you've really got to ask some big life questions. Jesse, don't do that, okay? I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Don't do that. Killer Cross is some guy from Impact. I don't know much about him. I never watched Impact. I've seen clips of him. I know there's a lot of buzz around him. I don't think he's known to casual fans, if I'm being honest. I think that he's someone that wrestling fans know about. Certainly Impact fans know about. I think there is a lot of excitement about him. But yeah, I'm in the same boat, bud. I'm in the same boat. It's some people's wet fantasy to see you get bopped on the nose. Well, there we go. I aim to please. I know Shayna's going into the chamber match and is going to win, and then she'll go to Mania. It's going to be sad to see Becky lose. Well, look, Jalen. Becky fans are now only going to be experiencing what I had to go through at Royal Rumble when Asuka went up against Becky and the world knew that Asuka was going to be losing. So I've been there. I've gone through it. So now Becky fans might have to experience that pain of going into a match where it looks likely that their favourite might be losing. I still think Asuka should have won, but you know, it is what it is. Lol. Wrestling Days, that's really good advice to Jesse. Yeah. That's all I do. That's all I do is issue out good advice. I'm going to have 4 of my kids tomorrow. No school because of the snow that didn't happen. So I'll hopefully be watching live. Yay! There we go. Shout out to ya boy Yoshi, Mighty Mare 3X. Shayna Baszler is my pick for the title. Becky would have had the title for a full year, which I do think is enough time these days. Yeah, I agree. I think any championship reign that you can have for like a year. And you know what? I'll give credit to Becky. It's not felt like she's had it all that time. Like, if you think that she's gone through feuds with Lacey, she's gone through feuds, obviously, little thing with Asuka. She did the Survivor Series match. She's gone through a few different programs, and it's not felt like she's had it for a year. But I think it's been good. I think now WrestleMania would be the right time for her to lose it. I kind of can't wait for the kids to start crying when Shayna puts her to sleep instead of making Becky tap. Well, look, can we stop getting all excited about Shayna beating Becky? Right? We're all sitting here going, oh, it's going to be good. Well, not all of us, but some of us. I'm looking forward to it. I think Shayna's the real deal. I think she was excellent in NXT. She had great championship reigns. I think she's decent on the mic. I think Becky's better. But I think it's just the natural element of things, isn't it? Shayna's the next thing, so... Right, look, we've stuck around for about 40-odd minutes there. When will you start Super Showdown? I'm starting it at 3:30 UK, 10:30 Eastern. Half an hour of rumour roundup, then straight into the kickoff show, and then straight into the main show. So we've got all of that to come. Jesse says the old guy takes too much medicine, so he's already asleep a lot. I wouldn't have to help him with that. Jesse! I love it when Dave sees my comments. Shout out to you, your boy. Yeah, boy! They should wheel Shayna out of the backstage area like Hannibal Lecter. Hello, Clarice. Yes. Good night, Days. I'm cashing out and tuning in. Shout out to you, William. Thank you for joining us. Honestly, the most stressful stream that I do. Trying to make sure that we cover AEW and NXT exactly the same, which is just not possible. Making sure that we're obviously being fair to both. Making sure that we're talking to people in the comments as well. Yeah, stressful. But, it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining us. We're back tomorrow for Super Showdown. We're back on Friday for SmackDown. We're back on Saturday for Revolution. I don't know what I'm going to do with UFC. AEW Revolution's the priority. I don't know if I'm going to have UFC on in the background or what I'm going to do, but Revolution's definitely the priority. Really looking forward to that show. And of course, no distractions. Not going to have to worry about watching NXT, so we can really just sit and enjoy AEW. So looking forward to that. Right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Really do appreciate it. There's a toy hunt on the channel if you haven't seen it already. So check it out if you've not seen it. And hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.